know what's mad?
Uh-huh.
We have more fans than Vince Staples. That was crazy. That's actually crazy.
Yo, Umar though, he says we.
Well, I'm not in the podcast, but I'm saying it now, aren't I? Because
That's mad.
I'm assuming more than 15 people are gonna listen to this.
Um,
If there's 14 of us in the Xbox squad,
Yeah, that's
10
true.
of us will
That's
probably
true.
take the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, that's true.
you gotta do Umar. You do the intro.
We've been through this. There doesn't need to be a fucking intro. We could just go in.
Welcome back, guys.
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? Back at it again. Brand new podcast. You've been waiting. We've heard your requests.
Wow.
Millions. I mean, millions of requests to be on the podcast.
Yes. We have a
can't
special
call- we
guest.
can't.
Special.
But we
Ooh.
chose one.
Number one.
It was his make-a-wish. He has severe autism, and we are fulfilling his last wish. His
Gotta
wish
get
was to be
something
on
good
the
going on in my
Nights in 120 podcast. Welcome, Zeeshan
Oh
Rajan.
wait, shit! This is the Nights in 120 podcast. Bro, I thought this was the David Dobrik podcast.
Yo.
This is awkward, man. Oof.
Yikes. Big
Kick
yikes.
him out. Should have got Isaac. Anyway, Z, tell us a bit about yourself.
What?
Do you want to
Psych!
know? What
Why are you speaking? No one cares.
Ah, we got him.
We got him.
We
No.
got him. Dude, what the hell? dude?
Okay. I wrote some stuff down I want to talk about.
Oh no.
The first one is most important. You gotta get this out of the way.
No.
Is it Hoover or vacuum cleaner?
Hoover.
It's Hoover. Yeah, it's definitely
It's
Hoover.
definitely
It's
Hoover.
definitely Hoover.
Is it who? I'm
Who
saying
the
it's
fuck
Hoover.
says
Across the board.
vacuum cleaner? Are you
Okay, no,
American?
As long as we got that out of the way. That's gonna be our. That's what we're
You
gonna
say
ask.
the
the
gas
consensus.
oaks.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Are you a bocat?
You're Bocat. You're Bocat. Alright.
Wait,
So that,
why is that a question?
That's
Like,
what they
real
ask.
quick.
That's just what
But,
they
like,
ask all the time.
Isn't
Yeah,
like
because
everyone
no,
like
because because do you not remember what DJ Khaled said about that shit?
No.
He was like, instead of doing that, I just ask her, how you like this house I bought you? And like everyone's like, are you stupid, fam? Are you dumb? You got violent. DJ Khaled's one dumb fucker, bro. He's hilarious.
Z, you got any shout outs? I want to get these out. You get these out of the way. You got
shout-outs.
any new projects you're working on? You know, any people you
Or
know,
any things I'm actually doing.
Yeah.
you know, just any people
What
have you been
any
up
people
to?
you
What
want to
have you been up to
mention. Yeah,
over
wait,
the summer?
wait.
I got my short film. I need to start doing that. I'm starting filming that.
Nice.
at some
Shout out the
point.
short
Oi.
Shout out the
Oi.
Shout out the short.
With some other short films, and I got some boys. My boy Jacob Speeder, drop one, classic, king.
Yeah, shout out the Jacob.
Shout out.
Yeah, no,
That's why. Honestly, I mean, do much.
Yeah.
I got shouts for like people, but like
Yeah, shout them out. Shout them
fuck
out.
'em, bro. Fuck.
I got a shout.
Shout Nitty, support us since day one,
Oh,
since I was out the
yeah.
room.
G.
That's it, Nitty. Yeah,
Shout out ramen noodles, keeping me going.
yeah.
through my life.
Oh yeah, no,
Big.
yeah. Shout out Ramen Dude. Yeah, big.
Shout out my kettle for helping with the ramen noodles.
Damn.
High key.
High key.
Kettle's
You need the
overrated.
kettles. Yeah, nah.
Nah, Kel's overrated.
Yeah, man. Saucepan does the trick. That's all I'm saying.
Nah,
But
you
kettles,
You know what?
kettles
I've actually
efficient.
this is what I spent my summer doing. I've been experimenting with the noodles, yeah.
Okay.
That's a fucking waste of summer. What?
Yeah, okay, how'd your A-levels go, fam?
Oh,
Oh,
shut up.
wait,
Moving swiftly on.
Yeah, but like, I've been experimenting, yeah.
Okay.
So I worked out the perfect formula for these noodles, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What you do is you get the saucepan,
Right.
you boil some water in it.
Where's the kettle? You just shouted out the kettle.
Yeah, but that was my beginning stages. That's when I was a kid.
Sorry.
It helped me grow to become a man. And
Fair.
you put the water in it, you boil it, yeah. If
Okay.
you use a 1 packet, 400 milliliters of water, 2 packets, 800. Yeah, you toss the noodles in there. Yeah, you let them cook for 2 minutes. Then you add like the little packets and shit that come with it. You add that.
Okay.
You add oregano. You add soy sauce.
Oregano, man.
If you're feeling special with it,
He's
you
a
get some
chef.
steamed vegetables.
Okay.
Like the pack that you put in the microwave and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get them, dash them on top, sieve that shit out, you're done. Sorted. You got the pengest noodles you have in your life. Maybe
know
we
what?
have some chicken tenders that should big. Break them up, put them in.
Mm.
You know what? I would say that's the best noodles, but have you ever had super noodles chicken flavor? Because I mean, I don't think anything ever tops that. Nothing ever will.
Bro,
Bachelor's Chicken
what?
Super Noodles. Get us sponsored. Get us sponsored.
Have you guys been thinking that if you got like, let's say you got crazy big,
Okay.
what's your like go-to sponsor? You'd feel like fuck everything else. I want this sponsor. If they were like give you choice for anything.
SeatGeek fam.
See, you David Dobrik that shit.
Buy me them cars.
You see now, that's helped me buy my friends cars.
Yeah. Or G2A, you know?
Nah, isn't G2 like a
Oh,
scam?
do you want-
Don't they like,
yeah, want-
aren't they like
yeah,
really
yeah.
bad at like paying people their
Really?
money and shit? Yeah, that's
they
what
are
I've been
really
hearing.
good.
Oh,
They're
shit.
scams. You might got any shouts?
No.
I mean,
Oh
I've got a
no!
few
Shout
shout-outs.
out to my mom. Shout out to my mom.
Oh,
Obviously standard.
obviously.
Although obviously that's a
That's-
sticky
I
one
do
right
like-
now,
I
but
rate-
like January is the shout.
Okay. You know what? Shout out the homeless. You know, Toby Jarrett. He's doing bits.
My G.
Man's on road. You know,
He's
what?
really
no.
good at it. He
Yeah,
spent his
he-
entire income on Minecraft the other day. It's quite
That's-
sad.
you know, what? We should get him one day. You know, what? Shout out deaf people. You know, served one in KFC the other day. They won't be able to hear the shout out, but shout out deaf. Yeah, shout out deaf people. We
Shout
out here.
out to deaf people. Bro.
Yo,
Keeping
shout out
the
people who
podcast
don't have
alive.
Wi-Fi. People
Man,
don't have
they're
Wi-Fi.
on
You
number
probably
one
won't
list.
hear it, but like, shout out, man.
No, really though, deaf people they can't hear this, but shout out.
You give them like a braille transcript.
Yo,
Wait.
that's fire.
Shout out, yeah. Shout out Sam Fowles. You know, that's what I'm saying. No other words needed. That's it. That's it.
Z, what were you saying about the
Me-
Jay-Z conspiracy?
Oh, the JC's
Yeah.
basically, yeah. The whole thing is people have said that Jay-Z would never be as big as he was
Okay.
if Biggie didn't die. Like nowhere close to, because Jay-Z kind of
How is
took
that a
gap that
conspiracy
Biggie.
though?
I never said it was a conspiracy. I said it was a theory.
Oh, okay.
No
Oh.
conspiracy theory. It's a theory. But like because of that, people said obviously Jay-Z killed Biggie and shit. But like, nah. Have you heard the theory that Diddy killed him all?
Mad.
Which is crazy because Diddy was the first person when Biggie died. Have
Oh,
you seen the
shit.
music video that he made, like of how much he misses Biggie?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's dancing to the
yeah,
die.
yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. Right, I got something to ask you. I got something
Oh.
to ask you.
He's asking me the questions.
Ooh.
Big.
Because obviously I was
Ooh.
listening to the podcast before, yeah.
Oh shit.
And
Oh.
this top 5 rappers.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't need ever.
No,
I got
the
hella
only
Snapchats.
Z, the only reason I let it slide was because he was. I realized it was like a personal list.
Yeah, but even if it wasn't personal, like even if it was personal, you gotta distinguish the difference between rapper and musician.
What does this mean though? Lil Nas X
There is
is
no,
a rapper.
there is a
No,
but
no.
There is a
Not
difference.
not as in whether they are a rapper or musician. But if you're saying top 5 rappers, that is pure lyrical ability.
Yeah,
That's pure.
that's how they can put
what
words together.
they are giving you in a verse.
I got the horses in the back.
Ooh.
What do you mean?
Yeah, but both of you went and no one mentioned Andre 3000, the best rapper to ever live.
Yeah, but Kendrick just
I've
replaces
heard like
Andre for me.
6 of his songs.
I think Kendrick's great, but Andre's on that.
Kendrick's
top
just
level.
Andre if he was not in a
Jay-Z
duo.
there as well. Also, even if we were going just people who like are new 2019, 2018 people,
Okay.
you're not even going to mention Blueface. You're going to mention
Ooh.
Blueface.
We did. You know what?
That's disgusting.
We kind of fucked
Don't
up because we didn't
Blueface.
even mention Soldier Boy. Like on a.
Soldier
On a
Soldier
real.
Boy.
Soldier Boy whack. Don't even.
Okay,
nah,
okay.
bro, you can't be
Do you know
disrespecting.
Soldier Boy has
Soldier.
the writing credit with Beyonce. He's on Lemonade. Oh, he has a writing credit on Lemonade.
I don't believe you, but
No, look
Bro, look
right
it
now.
up.
The
Big
song,
facts.
the
Big
song
facts.
"Hold On," produced by Ezra Koenig and fucking Vampire Bee Commands. Soulja Boy has a writing credit on that song. Search it up if you want, because the end of that song, Beyonce goes, "Yeah, put my swag on," and that's it.
Ooh.
You
Ooh.
honestly, if you think I was joking, she sung it, Soulja Boy song, and you got a writing credit on that shit.
okay.
Your
but
favorite
what,
could never. Lil Nas X
what-
could never.
Never.
But what are we saying about your top 5 rap list?
My top 5 rap list.
Yeah, what's it
That's what
looking
we
like?
wanna
What's it
know.
looking like?
Yeah, that's what.
Well, I told you now, Andre number 1.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't really do rap as much. I'll probably put Kendrick somewhere there. Kendrick's a great rapper, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely. The thing with MF Doom is he's a great rapper, but sometimes he comes up to lyrical, miracle, spiritual, and shit in it. Like
Okay.
you don't need to always be having. You can be a
Rhymes,
good
yeah.
rapper with like slower, softer flows, you know. But I do think he's a great rapper. But like, I can't be like, I don't be listening to him enough. Like, you can't listen to that many songs of his at a time.
Mm.
So I don't know. Lyric ability. Obviously, I love Kanye. I would not think he's the greatest lyricist of all time, though. But
Yeah.
I do think,
Yes.
yeah, that's a word.
Oh shit. Okay, never mind.
But I do think that his verse on Gorgeous, like both
Yeah,
of
like
his verses
he
on
has
Gorgeous.
his moments. That and like
Yeah,
low key his verse on American Boy, just because of the UK slang. We got to put it up
course.
there.
I think Kanye's got some
Ouch.
great verses, especially fucking like I'm saying, Gorgeous. His
Yeah.
verse on them are better than most rappers.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah.
quite possibly one of my favorite, if not my favorite rappers ever. So I probably want Jay-Z's probably been there because Jay-Z's an insanely good rap, filled with chords.
You know what Kanye verse I love? Have you know off College Dropout? 2 words.
Mhm.
With
Yeah.
Mos Def. The verse, the
Yeah.
way he comes in on that song is so fucking like hungry and just like raw. It's
You
so
know what?
good.
I'm gonna give you a hot take now. I'm
Okay.
gonna give you a hot
Hungry and
take.
raw.
College Dropout.
Yeah.
I would say that's the most boring Kanye album.
Mad.
I'm
You
saying
know
it.
what?
I'm saying it.
I give you even a hot take. Don't even rate Kanye.
Shut up.
Okay, no.
Shut
That's
up,
that's
man.
way
That's
too
a
that's
whack guy.
way too
Look,
fucking
I
hot.
just don't care. He's just a rap. He makes good music. Yeah.
Yeah, but you
once
wouldn't
in a
say
while.
that same stuff about Tyler.
I wouldn't because he only makes good music.
Okay, look, I love Tyler. But I
Kanye's
would
hit
not
more
listen
than
to a
Tyler.
full album. Yeah, I would not listen to a full album from
That's
Tyler
based off
before Wolf.
quantity.
Before
That's
Wolf.
least.
Wolf and everything after, perfect. I love it. I love it all. Cherry Bomb was my first album I heard of his. Like,
Yeah.
because I heard Wolf, and I did not like it. And then
Really?
I heard Cherry Bomb when that shit came out, and I was like, this shit's amazing. Then I went back to Wolf, and,
And
I
then
was
it
like,
was-
what the
okay,
fuck
yeah.
was I thinking?
Yeah.
And then I love that. And then obviously Flower Boy, Eagle, classic albums. But like Yonkers, piece of trash song. I hate Yonkers with a passion.
Okay,
Terrible
but
song.
The Life of Pablo is the only album, or like the only album of Kanye I just go and listen to. I could not listen to any other album of his back to
I
front.
go listen to Jesus a lot, like a lot.
Yeah, I've been going back to it recently. I don't know why. It's
He's
just-
amazing, man.
Yeah.
He's just crazy good. But like when I first heard it, I hated it. So I think Kids See Ghosts is obviously like my favorite album of 2018.
But let's talk about what we're all here for. It's films, you know.
Mhm.
Zeeshan Raja, the film man. You know,
Yeah,
give us the top 5 films.
my top 5 films. All right, number 1 for me, Eternal Sunshine. It's always gonna be there. Eternal Sunshine, Spotless Mind, perfect film. I fucking love that film. Number 2 for me, I kind of like to join 2 films together, but we'll say it's 2 and 3, like just without any order. I'd put Her and Lost in Translation. Them 2 are really fucking good films for me.
Okay.
And for the other 2, it kind of just depends on how I'm feeling at the moment. Like I really like Booksmart, I really like La La Land, stuff like that. I really like classics as well. I quite like The Shining, shit like that. But I don't
Like
know if
French
where I'd
cinema.
rank them.
Black and white French cinema.
You know what? Bicycle Thieves is a fucking amazing film, but that's Italian.
You
I don't
know what
watch
you
too
saying?
much of that John Luke guitar shit. But like he's got some classics, he's got fire.
Mm.
Umar, what's your list saying? I think we answered. Did we answer?
Yeah, we
this
already
last
just
week?
said that. I'm
Yeah, you
I'm
said
sticking with
Whiplash and
Whiplash.
Three Idiots, isn't it?
Three
Three
Idiots.
Idiots, isn't it?
Honestly, 3 Idiots is a fucking classic.
I'm telling
what,
you, it's
though?
so good. Did you
Spider-Man
end up
2?
watching it?
I've
I
seen
didn't
3
end up
Idiots.
watching
3
it.
Idiots fire.
I was meant to watch it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Instead, this week I watched.
Okay.
What did I watch? I watched a bunch of Gasworks podcast. You know.
Same. I watched a bunch of David Dobrik today. You know what? I have something to say. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's speak about it. When you talk about the Marvel characters, yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing that Umar was saying about how you never really grew up thinking like understanding the need for there to be like a brown superhero.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to say is because I had some thoughts on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, like I get what you mean because for me as well, it was like Spider-Man's been my guy.
Right.
And it's not doesn't matter if he's like white, brown, whatever. Spider-Man's relatable. Like Spider-Man's the one. Grew up reading his comics. But I got into this conversation recently with like a friend did it about Black Panther, and I was
Yeah.
like, Black Panther didn't deserve Best Picture. Let's be honest. Like even as a nom, there was like better films. It was good film. Don't get me wrong, but Best Picture nom, I don't know about that one. And they're talking about just like the cultural impact or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it, and like when you think of brown people in like cinema, who comes to your head? Like ever? It's just Apu in it, like Apu from The Simpsons. Who
It's
the
not
fuck
even
else
though.
is it?
Not even.
I
I
think
didn't
it's Shah
think.
Rukh
And
Khan.
I couldn't even name you like one like
That's
Indian actor
even
straight
worse.
off my head. Yeah, I know, and it's not right. It's not right.
Because the only thing that
Not
comes
only-
to my mind is Bollywood actors, but that's Bollywood. That's
Yeah,
like a
exactly.
separate
that's different.
kinda, yeah.
the reason it's great to have like a superhero because the MCU is a fucking gigantic net. If someone makes those films, that's big. Like that's everywhere. Everyone's gonna know who that character is automatically because it's part of the MCU. And if you have something like that, yeah, people grow up and they normalize with the ideas of like what they see on TV and shit in it. So if you grow up and you see Apu on TV, you get the standard like racial stereotypes that go on in it, where people hit you with a thank you, go on, thank you, come again and shit. Do you know like
Yeah.
once
Yeah.
when I was in Five Ways, I'm not gonna bait out the spot,
Shout out
but
Five
once
Ways.
I tried to
Ooh.
talk to a man, yeah, I
Okay.
tried to talk to someone, and someone I never used to like talk to or something in it, like just one of the rugby lads,
Yeah.
and he's like year 8 or year 9, and then like when I was trying to have a standard conversation with him. The man just kept on fucking saying thank you, come again to my face. Like I would not have a conversation. He just said
Right.
thank you, come again. And I was trying to speak, he just kept going, thank you, come again. I was like, what the fuck, man?
Yo, he sounds like a fun guy, man.
If that's how people are raised and that's how people see him, they'd be feel like oppressed. But like when you have someone to look up to and you normalize him, like you think of black people now, you got Black Panther to think of,
Right.
not these whack ass fucking characters from Green Book or any of that
And
shit.
like the Oompa Loompas from Charlie and the Chocolate
Yeah,
Factory.
not like Oompa Loompas. You think of the fucking strong Black Panther fucking up some shit. You think of the big man. So like it creates a better image for everyone. It doesn't make you have to feel ashamed about who you are. You shouldn't have to feel ashamed for being brown. And if you only look at it as being RP, then that's what like your idea
Yeah,
of yourself is.
you can't hear it, but I'm tearing up right now. That was emotional,
That was beautiful,
man.
bro. That was beautiful.
That came
Straight from the
right
heart.
from the, you know.
It's just not Also,
Yeah.
do you know how you're talking about like Scarlett Johansson and Ghost in the Shell?
Yeah.
I get your reasoning for why they pick her, because obviously you'd get more if Scarlett Johansson goes. Like, if Scarlett Johansson's attached to a project, more people will watch it. But then you gotta think about the lack of like job opportunities for these people. Like, imagine you're a disabled actor, yeah?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of roles you can go for in it.
True.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if someone who's not disabled takes your role, that's fucked.
Hmm.
And that has happened in cinema before, like various times, even recently. So like when people don't get to represent themselves, even because like Ghost in the Shell, the city's like a big part of fucking Ghost in the Shell,
Yeah.
and it's like
Yeah.
a Tokyo city, so like that's just sticking to the fucking stuff.
Mhm.
But like more than that, like you need to give these people a chance to get jobs and shit, because otherwise you're whitewashing Hollywood, fam. Because everyone's just fucking white.
Shout
Although
out Finn
all that
Wolford.
shit aside, yeah, all that shit aside, Scarlett Johansson has given us enough classics which she should be respected. She wants to be a tree, she can fucking be a tree. I do not care, bro.
Rated.
That's why I want there to be more Asian writers rather than like actors.
That's an issue as well. That's like a big issue people are trying to get with, like, you know, more females in the writing rooms, more
Yeah,
actual
Yeah.
people. Because like
M. Night
otherwise you got the
Shyamalan.
same people. Fuck M. Night Shyamalan, bro. His films are boring as fuck.
What do you, fam? Do you know what? That's hurt me. Glass was a banger.
I haven't seen Glass.
What do you mean you haven't seen Glass? You call it, fam? The plot
I
twist
didn't.
of that
I
was.
didn't have any thrill to watch it. I was like, "Fuck Glass." Did it look like I watched Glass? Do you know what I had last year in January?
Mm.
Phantom Thread, which I didn't watch when it came out, but I fucking should have.
A who? A what?
Phantom Thread, fire film. You know what? I'm putting that in my top 5. I'm putting that as well. That'll be number 4. Phantom Thread.
Give
Okay.
us a review. That's why. I don't want to hear.
Bro,
I don't want to hear the number. I don't.
Alright, I'll tell you why I gave that film a fucking great rating. Basically, my brother fucking bummed that film when he first watched it.
Yep.
Yeah. And that put me off wanting to watch it, because he bummed it to the point of I was like, shut up, man. I was like, leave me alone. And then I was on a plane on the way to Florida,
Yeah.
and
Right.
it was on the plane, yeah.
Yeah.
And I started watching it. I turned that shit off 15 minutes in. Like when you watch it on a plane, like it's just like
It is quite
stuff
AIDS.
like that. It's not an AIDS. It's like it just makes it a whole different experience.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck that film. But then there's someone on my Twitter called Muro, yeah, very rated you. She tweets every fucking day about how much she loves Phantom Thread. Her literal @ is PT Anderson, because Paul Thomas Anderson made the film.
Okay.
And it's about like her Twitter account. So basically, a lot of the time she'll post about a film she wants to watch, and for the most part, it's Phantom Thread. And it got me to the point where I was like, I watched another like Paul Thomas Anderson film, Punch Drunk Love,
Yeah.
Adam Sandler's best performance, and I was like, wow, this shit's amazing. Like he got Adam Sandler to do a serious role,
Really?
and it was it's Adam Sandler's like art house film.
Oh shit.
And it
I've
was
never seen
fucking
Adam Sandler in a
insane.
serious role.
No one does, bro. He's done like 3 serious roles, and all of them are fire. I haven't seen Uncut Gems though, so I can't say that because it's not out yet.
Wait,
But
is
that's
he
him in the
the?
weekend. It's
is
him
he
in
the
the
Zohan man?
weekend.
Yes, bro. Zohan's a classic.
Isn't that Ben Stiller?
Yeah. Wait, what?
No,
Yeah,
Zohan's no,
Spencer.
Zohan's Adam Sandler.
Oh, I fucking remember it. That was a smelly. Nah, but like So anyway, that got me to watch it, innit? And I was like, this sounds amazing. Everything about it, the way it's shot, the cinematography, the score was the fucking pengiest thing I've ever heard. I go and listen to like House of Woodcock, the song, all the time. That shit's pengiest piano. Like it's so fire that I
Mm,
like go out of my way to listen to it. And it's just the story's great. It's everything about that film is like perfect,
yeah.
which is insane. I literally got a hoodie made with a screenshot of the film. So I was like, yeah, I want to walk around with this.
Oh, is that what that hoodie was?
Yeah, that's what the hoodie is.
Oh.
And it's Daniel Day-Lewis's last film, which is something special in itself.
Hmm.
I got another smooth transition, although it's not very smooth. It's barely a transition. Minecraft, boys. Minecraft.
What about it?
Okay.
Do you know how many people are playing Minecraft?
Yeah,
That shit is
quite a lot.
the number one viewed game on YouTube. And how old is the game? Let's find out how old the game is.
You were saying like index numbers and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The,
It's just because of
it's
PewDiePie. PewDiePie, I swear,
Nah,
PewDiePie started
I
the
don't
way.
think it's just because of PewDiePie. I think Minecraft's got this like a universal thing going.
Yeah.
It's like, do you know how like Fortnite had? Where Fortnite was on everything.
Yeah.
Fortnite was on phones. You get that shit everywhere. Because the base concept of this shit's so simple.
Right.
So Minecraft has that. Like, there's so many easy ways. Like, if you're a child, you can pick up and play Minecraft. If you don't play video games, you can pick up and play Minecraft. What do you need? You need WSD, left and right click.
Right.
Everything else, it tells you how to build shit, tells you the crafting recipes, and all this shit's like subliminally put in there in it. Like the first thing you do, you spawn in almost always gonna be next to a bunch of trees.
Right.
So you hit down those trees, that teaches you one thing. It's like just the game design and it's made to just teach you more and more and expand. That gives it like a universal appeal. It's like The Sims. Like anyone can fucking play The Sims.
Well, The Sims is hard. What are you on about? Anyone can play The Sims.
Like anyone can play. You can pick it up and play in it.
Bro, I have not had a Sims world where people don't die. I don't know how to keep them alive.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
it's not hard to play. It's not like the controls are complicated.
No, but
Like
like,
if you hand someone COD,
uh-huh.
the camera and shit moving, you join to a lobby, you'll get bummed by a bunch of people who
Oh,
fucking
right.
already
Like,
know how to play
it's
the
more
game.
things at
Yeah,
once
yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
The thing
like
with
Minecraft
Sims is more like
simple.
emotional though. Like, I can
That's
I can
true.
do like Tamagotchis or whatever, but I can't do Sims. Like, that's way too much responsibility. Like, you gotta take care of fucking like grown adults and shit. Like, that's crazy.
Did you ever play The Sims 2 on DS?
Nah.
Do you know what's mad about that game?
What?
You had to take care of the Sims in real time.
That's crazy.
So if you
Damn.
didn't come back on your DS in time,
Oh my
That's
god.
like a
dead.
real.
That's so
That Sims was
traumatizing.
fucking sick. You could like own a hotel and you paid as like a character, and like you could become. Actually, I think that's a different game. I'm thinking of the Herbs now. That was the hotel shit.
Yeah.
The Sims 2, you had to check it like every time.
Damn,
Which is
the
fucking
mad.
Herbs. Shout out the Herbs.
That
That's
shit's fire,
OG.
bro.
But Minecraft, what I'm saying is a 10-year-old game, came out in 2009. Yeah. And it's still being played by every content creator. Every content creator is playing that shit. The Optic guys, PewDiePie. I'm trying to think of other people. That wasn't a lot of content creators.
It's because that's what I'm saying. It's something simple that gives you so much options. Like I love linear games, and Uncharted used to be my favorite game.
Yeah.
But then I realized the beauty of these like open world games where it's just like compact, like an open world that isn't gigantic, but it's filled with shit. Everywhere you go. That's why I hate Skyrim. Fuck Skyrim. Terrible ass game.
Really?
Yeah, I hate Skyrim. Because there's so
Never
much
played
time you
it.
spend walking for ages. Like you can fast travel and shit, but that ruins it. Like Breath of the Wild, like, I think Skyrim for its time when it came out it's probably fine as fuck.
Yeah.
But like when I go back and play it now, it's like, do you know when I go back and play GTA 4 now?
Yeah.
I just think, why don't I just play GTA 5?
Right.
What am I too good life? It's like the same with Skyrim. I think, why don't I just play Breath of the Wild? Because Breath of the Wild is 10 times better.
I don't, because like with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I didn't mind running around because the actual
Yeah, but
world that they
Assassin's Creed
created.
had so much shit to
Right,
do
right.
in it.
Like the world they created was so
Exactly.
like full and vibrant that it was fun to like just run around. Like I refuse to fast travel in that game.
I
Yeah.
haven't played an Assassin's Creed since like I think the last one I played was Origins and I never finished.
Origins is good. I finished. I 100% Origins, but I didn't finish Odyssey.
Spider-Man is my game. Like that is game.
Spider-Man's my boy. Spider-Man's my favorite. Man. I fucking love Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2 is my favorite film. I think.
Your favorite film of all time.
I think.
What is your list? You haven't even given us a list of your favorite films. You came to talk
Yeah,
about
trust
my
you.
really
Were like,
have
oh yeah,
one.
we'll wait till next episode.
I don't know, man. I think it's Spider-Man 2.
For
I don't have a
someone with
list.
a Cineworld Unlimited card, you really don't have a fucking favorite films of this.
Yeah, but bro, none of my favorite films came out like recently.
You
Like,
talk about Ready Player
Endgame.
One.
Ready Player One's fire. I think that's
Ready Player One is
one of the most
insanely
underrated
good.
films.
I think
I
it did
love
quite
it.
well. I think it did quite well. Not as well as it should have, but it did quite well in the box office, I think. I love Ready Player One. I think it's a good film.
Mm.
Kanye also loves that film. King. I'm sure he tweeted out that shit. He was like, "Yo, Ready Player One's fire." And then Jaden Smith retweeted it and was like, "Yep." Do you know Jaden Smith watched that film 9 times in like a weekend or some shit?
That's so
Like a
nutty.
week. I don't think you can do it a week.
That's just a waste of time. That's not a flex. That's just
No,
a
he just
waste.
really liked the film and he just
Nine
kept
times
watching
for
it.
like a 2-hour film. That's 18 hours.
Yeah.
I know. What's the fuck Jaden
That means
Smith
for
doing?
18. That means for, he was
Jaden
only.
Smith, out of all the people, does a lot of shit. Have you not seen how he created he designed by himself like a water filtration system for like Flint to give him clean water?
Yeah, I saw that, but he didn't do it just by himself. It was handy Jaden Smith. It was
Yeah, but
people-
like he created the design. Like he had a team probably help him, but
when you say created when he says created the design, he means the literal like the colors and the box shape. He didn't create
that's
the
fire.
inside.
That's just slaps. That's bangs.
Trust me. I mean, I've seen. They look quite fire. They look quite peng.
It's a blue box.
Yeah, but that's what
It's
you
minimal.
want.
It's minimalism. You don't want it to look like
He's
shit.
on that
'cause you
Kanye
feel
shit.
like shit doing it. You know,
Have you seen Kanye's house? It looks like a fucking spaceship.
like some white and shit.
Like his fucking kitchen is
I don't know
weird
how I
as
feel
hell.
about it.
Obviously, yeah.
But
I've
like
seen his house.
Kanye's obviously whole thing is breaking the rules, isn't it? He breaks the rules of music, of art, of all this. So
Yeah,
I mean, I get it, but my house would probably be a bit more fucking colourful.
because I'm all for like being a futuristic like person,
Yeah, but
like a
taste of it.
futurist. But at the same time, if you look like you live in a fucking spaceship, then it's like, there's something eerie about it.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. It's got a weird vibe to it. It's like
It's
I
just
hate that word. I
yeah.
hate the word vibe.
No, but like even with just like restaurants, if it's way too clean, it doesn't feel right for me. Like there needs to be a little bit of grime. Like it needs to feel like, oh
That's
yeah,
like-
this is like a fireplace to eat, because that's homely, right?
See, that's the type of horror shit I'm talking about. Fam. Do you know when you watch horror films?
Yeah,
Do you know because I think horror films are sometimes underrated, but for the most part, it's just the same shit, and like it doesn't scare me because like you can kind of guess what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I think horror like that, like do you know when shit's perfectly symmetrical and shit, when people do it like that,
yeah.
fucking they create. That's why I love Midsummer. I think Midsummer's great. It's like horror in plain daylight and shit. That's what Jordan Peele said. He described it as horror in plain daylight, and that's the perfect way to describe that shit.
Right.
Because like, you know, you get these horror films that are the fucking same, and then you get some that are good. Like, have you seen It Chapter One? Because I fucking hate
Yeah.
It Chapter One.
You hate it.
Never
but-
seen it.
I'm not a fan of It Chapter One. I'm not a fan.
I didn't
I know
find it
baby
scary at
people like
all.
it. I find that shit hilarious though.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious. Remember that kid has the fucking.
Oh
lisp
yeah,
and
yeah,
shit?
fam. We were taking the piss out of that kid.
And then the fucking Pennywise makes fun of him. That's just hilarious.
I've
More
never
importantly,
seen it.
though, have you noticed Pennywise dropped a track today on Spotify?
What?
Yeah,
He's gonna
that's
say
it.
he's gonna say some clown now. He's gonna no. I
No,
know.
no. Genuinely, there was like an It Chapter 2 thing in it, and the song beat Pennywise.
Well, he just dropped a verse on him. What?
It's not a verse, but he starts singing. He's like, "I know what you've been doing," and, like it's a
Ooh.
bit creepy and shit. But like, do you know what's
Bro,
so
is that
deep
Pennywise
about
in the call?
that?
Wait, what?
Do you know what's deep
Ooh.
about that though?
What?
That means Pennywise has dropped more songs this year than The Weeknd, Kanye,
Umar Bajwa?
Frank Ocean. No,
Wow.
Umar dropped something earlier. Umar dropped something
Wow.
earlier.
Nah,
this
that
year.
was February. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. So like, that's quite mad if you think about Pennywise got a better track record than a lot of these guys.
Hmm.
Wait, I swear. No, wait, no, never mind. I thought like Kanye's and Drake's albums came out this year. They didn't.
Well,
Thank
Yandi
God.
kind of got.
Well, Drake's
released.
dropped more to this year. Yeah, but like, have you seen like the track list for the new one? Because not
Yeah.
all of Yandi's on there. Like,
And
only a
it's-
few are on there.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about Kanye going all like gospel because obviously I'm not very Christian because I'm not a fucking Christian.
Not even that though. I thought we were done with that with the life of Pablo.
Yeah, but have you heard what people are saying about it? Like
No.
the people who are mixing it and shit.
Is it like
Apparently,
fully
it
going
sounds
in?
like Graduation.
Ooh.
So it's that kind of sound back, which
Okay.
oof. If it brings
Again,
that,
that
like,
means nothing to me because I don't.
you've
rate
never heard Graduation.
Obviously, I've heard it, but like, it's like everyone hypes up Graduation and College Dropout. But that means
Graduation, the first Kanye album I listened to, and that shit was amazing.
Graduation is really good. Flashing
You
Lights
know
classic.
what mad film? The craziest thing. The thing that got me into film,
Yeah.
was actually like not got me into film, but like into the whole screenwriting aspect, all of that.
Yeah.
Like the first screenplay I read was Childish Gambino's
Because the
one for
internet.
his album. Yeah, because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
internet
yeah.
one, which is kind of
Damn.
mad if you think about
I
it.
think that was the first one I read as well.
Yeah, because I did the shit where because you're supposed to read it and it goes play
And it
this
goes
song
with
now
the
and then
the
read this.
album.
Yeah, so I was doing all that.
Yo,
And it banned.
I just thought, yo, Umar, have you seen Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah. What?
Have you seen in one
Oh
scene
no! Oh
when,
no!
when Donald Glover is on the screen from an episode of Community?
Look,
Zeeshan Raja
look,
found that Easter egg single.
look, I didn't
It's kind of
find out myself. I
that's
knew there
mad.
was a Donald Glover Easter egg. I was told there was a
Wow,
Donald
man.
Glover. I knew the episode because I'm a big fan, and I fucking saw it on the TV, and I was like, oh, that's the shot from the fucking episode.
I started rewatching Community recently.
Damn.
It's so
Community's
Never
great. I
watched
wouldn't say it's
an
the perfect
episode.
TV show.
it's
Never
actually
Community's
watched
great,
it.
but it's not. Master of None, best TV show made. That's all I'm saying. What I'm saying.
I
show
like
is
Master of None,
perfect.
but I don't love it.
Master of None season 2 is the best
about Barry,
series of
though?
TV ever made. Barry is second best, I'd say.
Bro, Phineas and Ferb though.
Please,
Fire.
got some whack episodes every once in a while.
The thing with Barry and like Master of None and shit like that, for me, it's when I look at it, it is like they're really fucking good shows and they're like near perfect, right?
Mhm.
But I don't love them. I appreciate that they're near perfect or whatever, but I don't love them. Whereas with a
fair
show
enough.
like Game of Thrones pre-season 8, yeah, there was some like faults,
but
but
oh,
I loved it. Do you get what I mean?
I get you. I feel the exact opposite way.
Like
Pre-season 8 Game of Thrones is.
it's
Some...
oof.
I think Game of Thrones is great background noise.
What do you mean? I'm
Like-
great background noise. This podcast is great background.
Nah,
Game
I
of
think,
Thrones is
I think
it's
Game of
almost
Thrones-
cinema.
because obviously you have to pay attention to the dialogue and shit because it's really important. But I think a lot of this shit is just like put it in the background and something interesting happens, then look. Because a lot of it I think could be condensed down and it would ruin the world building, but it would just make it so much more interesting.
Season 8 pacing was way too fast. But other than that, yeah, season 8 had an alright story, and I don't even care. Don't hate me.
Do you know,
Mark.
but do you know
I
what
don't
annoys
care.
me the most about that?
What?
They started off and in the press and shit, they're like writers in it. They were like, "Oh, we're going for a Breaking Bad level of ending." And I was like, "What?
No.
What? There's nowhere close to Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is a miles ahead."
You can't.
with
Nah,
ending.
Breaking Bad just one of the best. I think it's
Breaking
not
Bad's
my
one of the
favorite, but it's
best
one
TV
of the
shows ever
best
made. Easily,
ever.
easily.
The ending to that is actually so good.
I put it up there with like
Exactly.
Infinity War with like some of the best tragedies that I've seen.
Bro, Walt's the biggest piece of shit on No, he's not the biggest piece of shit on television. You got the Nate from Euphoria. Nate from Euphoria is the biggest piece of shit on television.
I haven't watched Euphoria, but I've heard
Never watched it.
so many people
It's-
talk about
I
it.
always see it on Sky Atlantic, just ready to be
Basically, obviously, being someone who likes films, being a fucking film goes top geezer.
Okay.
A24, you got bum A24 if you're into that film. You know, Hereditary, all that. That's how it is. They just be making the best films.
Oh,
well,
is it
they
made by
be like,
A24?
they don't make it, but they like distribute it and they distribute all this shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they were like same with Euphoria. Like that's how they, because they're a distribution company in it. So, but like they just distribute the best shit.
Right.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
And they're part of Euphoria as well, in it. And I knew Drake was on it as well, like executive producing it. So I was like, okay, let me
Drake?
see what I go on. Drake. And then Zendaya was on it as well, so I was like, let's check it out. I watched the first episode, it looks pretty good.
Uh-huh.
But like, I think it's a really good show. It is a bit overrated in terms of like everyone bumming it, but it is very, very good. It's
Mm.
very good.
well, the TV. I started the original Dragon Ball very recently.
Ooh.
I started watching the first 10 episodes of that. I can't. Do
It's
you know
so
what my problem with anime
sexual.
is?
It is quite sexual.
It's very so. Do the part where like he sleeps on a vagina? And digs
Yeah,
the
yeah,
pillow?
yeah. And he like pats it and shit.
Yeah.
And he's
Fam,
like,
what
what,
is
this?
why would I
Fuck.
sleep with like a dirty fanny like yours or some random shit like that? Yo, Goku's like a OG. Like we don't love these
Fucking bro.
hoes.
Goku's about it. The thing is, anime's just got bare filler, man. I don't understand
Yeah.
why you'd have a show and create filler.
Filler.
Because one of the best parts of the show is how it can flow like as an arc front to back. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you pick a show over a film or something. That's why you do a limited series because they work just better sometimes like that.
Yeah.
But like, why would you create episodes that have nothing to do with the plot, but like that aren't worth anything? Like Barry has an episode that isn't part of the plot. Master of None season 2 does as well.
Mm.
But like, they work within the themes and shit in it.
Right.
Like they make sense.
I don't really
And
watch a
they're
lot of anime though, so I don't really know.
I watch.
Neither do I, but that's why I
I've
could never
watched
get
a
into it.
lot.
Like
Like
1,000 episodes or some shit. Like how much of Naruto got? Like Baron is like 500, 700, some shit like that.
yeah, I think Shippuden alone has like 600, 700.
Yeah, but like, so you
Actually,
have
no, I
Dragon
think
Ball
it's
Z, then
500.
you got like I don't watch too much anime, but I know there's Dragon Ball Z, and there's Dragon Ball Z Kai, which is without the filler.
Yeah.
But if the show was just Kai, wouldn't it just be a lot better? Like, why would you want
The only
shit
yeah,
episodes
yeah,
inside your
like
thing?
Kai's fire, but the only problem with Kai is like they censor some of the like blood and like some of that type of shit and the swearing.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's fire. Like it cuts out all the filler.
I got a hot topic that could make or break this
Make
podcast.
or break. Okay.
All right.
K-pop fans,
Oh no.
stans, they are a cancer.
But I was
And-
talking to you about this before it started. Yeah. Alita fans are worse. Alita Battle Angel Army,
What do
20
you- what-
times worse.
No, the K-pop fandom's awful.
K-pop
Actually,
is
you know
quite
what?
bad.
K-pop is worse, just because
K-pop is awful.
I don't even think it's K-pop as like a music, because I
Oh,
don't listen
yeah,
to
yeah.
it, so I can't really say shit. But like, do you know how like when someone would die, they'd be like, "Should have stand Luna," and it's like, the fuck, man. It's like, yo, like maybe if it's XXXTentacion, you'll get
Yeah.
a pass. He's a piece of shit, bro. Maybe it's Chris Brown. Fuck it, bro.
Yeah, fuck Chris
For
Brown.
whatever. Fuck Chris
Wow,
Brown.
wow.
Nah,
Yeah,
Oh wait,
fuck-
actually, back on another topic I wanted to talk on.
Okay,
That I heard
okay.
you saying,
Yeah.
whose
separating
podcast
art from
is
art.
this?
Bro, I just got a thought.
No, no,
That's crazy.
Z's got this is bro, number one fan. He's got
You
thoughts,
know,
okay?
man.
Bro, what you're saying about Chris Brown, yeah, where you're
Okay.
saying like separate music from artist.
Uh-huh.
I think it depends on what you're listening to.
Okay.
So like R. Kelly, You Are Not Alone. That fucking song's about rape. You are not alone if you get raped. And R. Kelly is the one writing that song. You cannot separate art from artist when you listen to that song, because that is brilliant. If you listen to R. Kelly Piss on You by Dave Chappelle, you are not separating the art from artist, are you? Like, I think part of art, like, do you know how you're saying it needs to be egoless?
Yeah.
Because a lot of art, though, is really personal. It's about it, like, because especially the pressures, like, when you're making an album, you're like, will it top my last one? What are people thinking about it? Obviously, I don't know because I don't make music, but the way I've seen from, like, interviews I've listened to and shit like that,
Right.
it's obviously very personal. Like, I was, obviously, Clara, big fan.
Yeah.
And Clara was saying, like, oh, I finally got to listen to my album without any of the context behind the songs, and it just sounds good. So it's like, a lot of that comes, like, embedded within the song.
Uh-huh.
Like, if you listen, you can't separate art from artist when you listen to AJ Nothing But a Number. That's impossible. R. Kelly wrote AJ Nothing But a Number for Aaliyah, the woman he married at 14, to
That's
sing.
mad.
Yeah.
So I think it's just not always applicable, you know.
I think it's still applicable.
So I think for like Chris Brown, and especially if they're still alive, I think it's different. Like if you're doing something which would directly fund that person,
Yeah.
it's somewhat like, the problem is you do that and that gives them a bigger scope, because obviously you go platinum, you go gold, you do that.
Uh-huh.
The bigger scope, the bigger fan base you build. The bigger fan base you build, the bigger you're influencing people in these same ways, and your own shitty actions get validated. Because like you got a bunch of people who will be like, "Nah, but it's not Chris's fault that he beat Rihanna." It's like, yeah, it is. Yes, it is. It's like a look at the transcript. He fucking punched her one-handed while driving the car with the other hand.
Oh yeah. No, I'm fully with
Yeah.
Chris being a piece of shit. My thing is like if I'm listening to one song, right, I'm gonna remove all context, just that song alone. That's how I take in music.
Yeah,
Or
but
that
like,
one song in the context of the album. What does that one song? I get what you mean though, with the ages ain't nothing but a number. That one is like, okay, this is kind of mad, but
yeah, but like all art at some point
yeah,
is meant to make you feel some way and comes out of some sort of emotion that's being felt. Even if it's just imaginative, the emotion has to be brought up for you to write and invoke that emotion to the people.
right.
So like if you're listening to his music as well and you're giving him money, then that just further propels that, and they keep on going. You think, oh, my actions are validated because I've got a fan base that will tell me all this shit, and that makes them to create more of like the music and shit.
But isn't
I
that
think
more of a problem with fame and how we idolize these people, rather than the actual
I think
music
it depends,
itself?
because I don't think there's completely something wrong in idolizing people. I think, like, have you seen the Travis Scott documentary?
Nah, but I was gonna watch it. It seemed
Well,
pretty
the
interesting.
people that said like at the start, they were like, "Oh, Travis Scott saved my life," and it was like, "Right, fam, calm down, it's Travis Scott."
Right.
But like,
Right.
like some of those fans are fucking crazy. But like, you got to think that with some like for me, like the reason I love film so much is fucking
You like filmsy?
nah,
Wait,
for
what?
me, the reason I like it so much is because obviously I grew up in Smaldies, yeah,
Right.
and my mom's a bit of a fucking terrorist, so she shook at me going outside.
Yeah.
She was very shook when I did Smaldies.
Shout out Z's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out.
so
Shout out.
obviously I had to stay indoors, and I didn't have the best fucking family life because my dad's a piece of shit, or he was a
Right.
piece of shit. My dad was a very big piece of shit. So like films with that escapism, films way to understand emotion, get through it. So if someone like Eternal Sunshine, that's like grown me, like Lost in Translation even more.
Right.
When I feel like depressed and melancholy, Lost in Translation is like go to
Hmm.
because that film deals with that shit. So I think you can idolize them if there's people who've helped you out this way. Same way you can idolize fucking, Martin Luther King because of what he's done.
What if you
Obviously, on
idolize?
different things.
But the thing,
What if
but
you
the thing with,
idolize,
because like I agree, and coming from like a family, because like even with TV, right? Coming from a family like where my dad was always working, whatever, right? We weren't, and because they were from a different culture and a different tradition,
Mhm.
you can't really connect. Do you get what I mean? So like
Yeah,
our teachers were like My Wife and Kids. That was like
Oh,
teachers for us,
fire
like
show.
just you know what I'm saying,
Fire
like
show.
TVs,
Yeah, yeah.
movies. That was like the way we learnt about shit and like really like helped ourselves grow. At the same time, for me, at least maybe it's, but for my family as well, like if we were to meet people from the My Wife and Kids cast, we wouldn't idolize them. It's more so the lessons and the shit that is actually in the show, rather than
Yeah.
the actual actors that are acting out that message. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
You idolize Chris Brown though.
No, I don't idolize Chris Brown. I just really love the music that he makes. Do
he
you get what
didn't
I mean?
make good music though. He
You
just
don't
made
make
good
good
music.
But-
music.
okay,
Man's
You
made
no,
the
no.
same song for
Self-titled.
14
No.
years.
I'm saying, yeah. I mean his old music. I only listen to like his self-titled album, Graffiti, Fame, Exclusive. No, like
Okay.
that's about it.
I just, I think I'm not a fan of supporting like people who do shitty actions.
Mm.
And like I know
Especially Chris
people,
Brown.
especially Chris Brown, like
Especially Chris
I,
Brown.
I guess if you listen to Exorcist and Tasha, not that bad because it goes to his foundation that gives money to like
Oh,
troubled teens
yeah.
or something in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fair enough. Do you think it's like that? And like if I watch a Woody Allen film, fuck Woody Allen by the way. That guy married his stepdaughter.
Mad.
Fuck Woody Allen. And then he raped his other daughter. Or he touched her.
Wait,
he didn't
who,
rape
what,
her.
where?
Woody Allen, yeah. Known as a great
Ah.
director. He used to make films every year. And he married his stepdaughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like this, he's been married for 20 years. And he like touched his other daughter. Like they're both adopted, innit? But like still married him.
Yeah.
And he got like obviously problems because of that. But like if I watch his films, because he just makes fucking good films. Like I don't want to be a piece of shit,
Yeah.
but he's made some very good films. But like I don't want to support it, so like I'll pirate him in it. So like
But that's
even if I
that's
have the money,
exactly my
I'll
thing
just
is like
pirate his
I
films.
feel like if Chris Brown still made music as good as his like first shit, I feel like people would be, not gonna lie, people would be more lenient and be like, I'm not even like literally this is how I feel like people would be more lenient towards that shit.
See,
I
like,
guess
my,
there is a bit
one of
of
my
it.
favorite artists. He's a really shitty person.
Mm.
But
Jazzy.
nah. He pulled out. But he made this banger called Mantra.
Oh god,
Mantra
Oh
Drive
my
Beat. Yeah.
what
And
an,
it's
what an
just-
absolute fucking prick. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
mate.
no, and he's such a toxic guy, and I just don't want to support him. But his music's just I have to separate it
Wow,
out from the artist.
wow, this cancel culture, man, just really
Trust
all
me,
it is.
trust me.
Yeah,
For real,
cancel culture
For real,
is needed though.
Cancel
really,
culture does not ruin shit. That
No,
idea is
it-
fucking stupid.
No, it's
Yeah.
no, it's not. No, it's a real thing, and it's needed. Can't do you know how many people there'd be like?
It's like a real thing on Twitter. It's not a real.
No,
It is
no,
a real
like-
it's
like-
a real thing.
I think only one person I know has actually been affected by cancel culture.
Who?
Do you know when Daniel Caesar did that shit when he stood up for Yes
Oh
and
yeah,
everyone
yeah,
cancelled him?
yeah.
No one realized his new album came out.
Yeah.
That shit sold no numbers. But like, this whole idea that people have where they're like, "Oh, cancel culture is ruining fucking society," it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
Anyway, it's definitely a thing.
it's,
I don't think it's
Is
it's
it?
not like the way that
Yeah.
people are treating it like some mob mentality.
Mm-hmm.
It does not make a difference. James Gunn, all that shit, they cancelled him. That guy got more of a bag from being cancelled than he did from not being cancelled.
No,
He got DC and Marvel from it. because he wouldn't be allowed to work on Suicide Squad when he was still part of Marvel. But because he got kicked out of Marvel, he was able to get the Suicide Squad check and then come back to Marvel and get that check as well.
Big. Clutch.
That's fucking opposite. There's so many people. Louis C.K. Everyone said he got cancelled. That guy still does comedy.
No, yeah.
He's
That's-
still making a living off it. Look
Yeah,
at
but
fucking.
like he was way bigger. Like before, what was it? Before he
Yeah, but like, what's the other option? Do you want to reward someone for doing shitty stuff?
No, but it's not even. It's
that's,
not even
that's
like
what
he,
should
Oh,
happen.
yeah.
It's
If you
not-
do shitty
yeah.
actions, you should get fucking
Yeah.
treated
But
badly.
also,
'cause
like, it's not even that. Like, you say that he isn't as big as he is. He hasn't put out a special yet. Like, wait for him to put out a special and then make the judgment whether like he's been at like the cancel work.
nah,
or not.
and the only reason he isn't as big as he is, because like, as much as I probably don't admit, there's always a bit of bias that comes into it. Same as like, do you know how Umar, you'll never cancel Chris Brown because he's your boy.
Right.
You just did music and shit. Obviously, unless he like fucking did mass genocide or some shit. Like you wouldn't cancel
Nah,
Chris
just
Brown.
be, I'll
Same
still,
with
I'll
like,
still be banging like fucking. Yo, excuse me, this and shit.
yeah, but like the same way like when Aziz Ansari had that shit happen to him.
Right.
I was like, even Master Ned had it. I was like, I'm reading it, and although his isn't as bad, I think his is more misunderstanding than anything.
Yeah.
I'm more likely to see it that way because of how I see it. With Louis C.K., the reason that like people think, oh, he got cancelled, they're like, oh, because he's not as big as he is. The only reason he's not as big as he is because all his fucking jokes that he came back are all salty as shit.
Right.
His jokes are like, oh, you guys cancel this, cancel that. Oh, I'm gonna make this joke, but oh wait, I'd get cancelled for it. No, he got cancelled for doing some dumb shit. He needs to accept it.
To
At
be.
least Aziz, when he made his new one,
Yeah, he
like,
went through it.
He was
we're
like,
using
yeah,
mainstream. We're using mainstream cancel culture. Like the cancel culture happens everywhere. Like as soon as I'm going for a job,
Okay.
and like, say let's not use me. Let's use someone barely famous.
Sure.
Give me a YouTuber with 10k subscribers, and in one of his videos he is white. Yeah, he now gets a job. Yeah, people are actively looking to cancel this man by pulling up him saying the N-word and sending it to his new employer because people are active. That is what cancel culture is. It's not just doing it like it's not just about mainstream people being cancelled. It's about everyone like fighting. It's like everyone fighting each other for no reason to cancel someone. That is the culture of cancelling. It's like, oh, this man said something 10 years ago, whilst he said something homophobic 10 years ago. Let's bring it up 10 years later. And get
Well,
him
like the Kevin
get him
Hart thing
fired
with
from-
the Oscars.
Yeah, 100% the Kevin Hart thing. Kevin Hart's apparently been cancelled, but this man's still presenting at like NBA
that one
award
was in
shows.
Hobbs and Shaw, bro. You
Yeah.
have the Hobbs and Shaw check.
Hobbs and Shaw's
But, like,
ass.
Hobbs and Shaw
Mad.
wasn't that
That
bad.
shit.
It really
I,
wasn't
wa-
that bad.
I
I
watched
heard
this
it
shit
was
on point. No, but is Fast and Furious good? Then I'm
Fast 5's good.
which
Fast
one's
Furious
that?
2 is pretty good. That's the one where they have the bank vault and they fucking take
Oh
it
yeah,
to
no,
real.
that was good. That was good.
I have a special
Fast
place
and Furious
for
3.
Tokyo Drift in my heart.
Yeah.
Tokyo
yeah,
Drift
yeah.
is not as bad as people say. Tokyo Drift is fucking
I
fire.
like Tokyo Drift.
Also, Tokyo Drift had one of the best soundtracks ever because Pharrell.
And it had Bow Wow in
You
it.
get Pharrell on
Bow
that.
Wow.
That's one of the best Pharrell beats ever made. Oh,
Mm.
Neptune's beats.
Wait, which?
Tokyo Drift. You made the
Oh,
beat for
sorry.
it.
Dun, 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 that one.
Wait, the one with like I wonder.
There
Wait,
you
yeah.
go. If you're in that doggy. Yeah, that one.
yeah, don't yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
I'm
that's
scared
great.
I'm gonna get cancelled one day because there's something I say on the podcast. You know.
Then don't say something fucking stupid.
I
Nah,
wanna be able to
no,
say
no.
what I
This
want.
this is, but that's what I mean. Like
that's not even the issue.
this
The issue
podcast is the
say
prime
something
place.
stupid.
Like just talk shit. Fuck it.
If you want to
That's
say
what I do
something
anyway.
stupid, then fucking you gotta say it with your chest.
Yeah.
If people don't agree with it for valid reasons, that's their fucking
No,
valid
that's
opinion.
calm.
Like
yeah.
you said a lot of dumb shit, and we've done one episode of this thing, right? And I listened, and I was like, "What the fuck are you saying?"
I did.
I
wait,
had
can
it on in the background. I was like, "Let me listen," and I'll do some
Everyone,
shit. I was like,
I'm just
and I
gonna
was like,
chat shit.
Raj said some fucking stupid shit in this podcast.
Do you know?
Like the
you
thing
know
you were
what?
saying
You know
about
what's my-
jobs. Don't get a job.
Yeah,
Like, you
don't get a
fucking
job.
idiot.
Don't
Don't
get
get a
a
job.
job,
Go
don't
out
get a
instead. If you haven't got the fucking money, how are you
Mm.
gonna go anyway?
Do you know how much is going to the park with your boys cost?
How many times can you go to the park with your boys?
But I get
Me.
but I get where he's coming from. Where it's like, you know, it doesn't take too much to like just chill with your boys. Like you could just go to like someone's house. and
Yeah,
just chill,
but
right?
this whole idea of don't get a job, because if you think about it, you want to like, obviously money isn't everything,
It's
but
far
it
from-
does fucking help you.
I mean, obviously, yes, it does help you, but like that.
You know, money, you know, the Tyler Creator lyric, money can buy you happiness, but it can't buy you wings. You'd rather have a job and be able to afford the shit that you want and then use that to
Bro,
propel yourself with your friends.
but
Like, I don't know how much you're working, but when I was working, I had fucking time to hang out with people.
it's not about like not working to be with your people. It's like it's working as a whole just isn't worth it. Like the monetary gain,
What, do you
the
want us to be in a
social
fucking
loss.
communist society? I think this whole idea that you just shouldn't get a job and just fuck it, that's a very homeless mentality.
Yo,
Nah. Like, it's
yo,
not a homeless mentality, but
Coming for
he just
Toby.
flexed on
nah.
you, fam.
But like, I
He
think
did.
you should get a job because it's fucking like obviously if you can make money other ways, go for it. But not everyone has those opportunities. Not everyone gets to go out all the time. Like think about me. If I want to fucking link the boys, yeah, that is what I need to go fucking an hour and a half somewhere because I live on the opposite side from everyone. Like think about the opportunities that open with you once you have money. The way you've described it is just fuck jobs.
I
Because
don't.
when I got my job, that was quite I got quite a lot of shit done with that. That was a big up for me. I started fucking eating more than 1 meal a day because I was just like, fuck it, I got money. I was like, fuck
Big.
it, that's all I got to do. I'm just buying beer shit Uber Eats every day.
You were eating less than 1 meal a day. No,
I
you were
do eat
eating
one
less
meal
than
a
two
day. I'd be eating 1 meal a day.
on
Not on like
purpose. Or just
purpose. I'd just be snacking a bunch.
I eat like one or two. I eat like if I'm not if I don't go outside and like play basketball or go to the gym, then I have like 1 or 2 meals a day.
you got
It's
no
not good
worry.
at all. It's really not good at all. But like,
No, but like I don't need it. I'm not expending my energy doing shit.
well, you do need it. Like, you should be having it. You just feel
Nah,
like,
like if I go out and like do like intense exercise, then yeah, I need like a proper good 3 meals. If I'm just sitting at home just working in the studio, then I only need like 1 meal or 2 meals
fair enough, fair enough.
and just drink mad water.
I'd be drinking like water now, but that's because I got rid of everything else.
My shit is because it's my skin. Because if I don't drink a lot of water, then my skin gets fucked. So I gotta keep on top
Fair
of that.
enough.
I don't know. I don't want to jinx it, but like I have oddly clear skin for someone healthy.
Yeah, for someone like me, fucking, I treat myself like shit. Really, you think about it, I just eat shit. I don't really like to think about eating healthy. I don't really work out that much.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got pretty good skin. I'm doing quite good.
Yeah, think about it from my perspective. I literally don't drink. I only recently started drinking water.
What the
But
fuck? You only
yeah, no.
recently started drinking water.
I mean, obviously, I've drank water. It's just I've never like if I have a Coke Zero can, I'm drinking Coke Zero.
Fuck Coke Zero. It tastes like shit.
What did you mean? Okay, Pepsi or Coke?
Coke Zero is the worst Coke.
Coke Zero tastes like actual like fucking
After
ass.
So does Diet Coke. Diet Coke tastes like fucking oil.
I don't
Yeah.
drink Diet Coke. What were we saying
Normal
about
Coke's
Pepsi?
fire. Pepsi's high key better. Depends what you want. Pepsi's like sweeter.
I like Pepsi better when I'm in Pakistan.
I like Pepsi better if I'm having like Dixie chicken, but
Yeah.
otherwise I'd go for a Coke.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
I don't know why, but it just pairs really well with Dixie chicken.
Right.
High key. Do you know what's fun?
Mhm.
Sleeping in until like the early evening, late afternoon.
I fucking hate. I can't.
I used to do that, and then I got the shit behind me.
No, my brain works in a way where I can't just sit down for like more than half an hour without having to do something. Like,
Bro, I literally sometimes just spend like 3 hours just lying,
fam, that is
sitting.
that is literally torture for me. Like I have
My
to
mind
do
just
something.
goes places, man. My mind just be fucking going everywhere.
I think I get it from my mom because my mom is always like cleaning or doing
Mhm.
something because she can't just sit down and like have a rest. She has to be doing something. So I think I got it from her where like I have to be doing something productive, otherwise I'm fucking I go crazy.
No, I'm the least productive person.
I try, but
I
that's
don't.
like the...
But saying that, like when I say productive, it's even like these conversations or like just having a chilling with like a little cousin or something like that. That's productive in my brain.
Yeah, I see that. I
So
can understand that.
it's not like I can't. It's not like I'm a fucking crazy maniac that's always doing work. It's like is relative.
Yeah, I see that. I
Mm.
think there's always a need to do something.
Yeah.
Because I always feel like you see people our age, especially as you get older, you see people who are doing crazy shit at your age. Because obviously, the more you do it, the more you see people like Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish is fucking like 2 week birthday difference from me.
Yeah.
And look at fucking me, look at Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the one that annoys me is Alhan from Gasworks.
Yeah, Ahan's young, is
Alhan.
it 19, 20?
19.
Oh.
19.
Yeah.
That's like, that's super young.
Yeah.
So
Man's
like,
got
you
a-
know,
It's such a successful
Didn't
UK.
Nas like right Illmatic when he was fucking 17 or something.
Yeah, the arm count,
Yeah.
fucking early shit in his life, which is insane because like that kind of shows two things. Like, there's a big inherent fear of like not doing enough with your life, especially when you grow up. But also, like, that shows that. Do you know how that is that big mentality? Especially parents have it,
Uh-huh.
where they're like, "Oh, you have to wait till you're older to understand shit
Yeah.
and all this."
Oh yeah,
Nas
no,
wrote
no,
his
no, no.
best
That's
album
yeah,
when he was younger. Shit.
right. But that's a worry
Look at
with
Nas here now.
yeah,
Look at
exactly.
fucking Nas.
That's my worry because like I'd much rather have a Jay-Z career where I pop off when I'm 24 rather
Yeah,
than
but
like
Jay-Z had a lot of. Jay-Z had like that
mediocres.
middle period when
Mm.
it was like, we'll let it pass because it's Jay.
Again,
But
don't
like,
listen too much of Jay-Z. Like, I don't. I just.
I don't listen to a crazy amount, but from what I've heard,
I'm just talking about
He's
like
just okay.
career wise. Like I'd rather pop off
money-wise,
24.
Jay-Z's been having
Yeah, yeah.
fucking
Like
money.
I'd rather
Yeah.
pop off 24 and have like a uphill, you know, rather than a Nas where like instant classic at like 17 and then maybe another classic. I'd say second album classic, and then
The
just
problem with Nas is
mediocre.
he's constantly working to try
Ye-
and get that
Yeah,
Illmatic back, and that's the problem. Like that's the
yeah,
problem.
yeah, yeah.
Like, what if you create your magnum opus,
Off the
like
bat.
your fucking second thing in, third thing in?
Yeah.
Then like, what the
How's-
fuck are you supposed to do?
Do you know what would be scary if you've already peaked?
Exactly. But
Mm.
like that,
I think that's a
that
mentality
mentality's
thing,
kind
though.
of
That'd
yeah,
be-
that's
It's a
definitely
mentality
mentality.
thing.
Because not like your mind will fucking peak at this age, will it? Like your
Right.
mind grows until you're older. You can always get knowledge. I think when you start getting like 23, 24, that's probably when you're getting a better perspective. And
That's why
probably
like
when you can
Kanye's
start
approach where like
writing
he
shit.
has to do something different every album is like a fire thing to do. Because even
course.
if you've done like a magnum opus or whatever, you don't think of it as a magnum opus because you're just like, oh, that's that project done. I'm on to the next wave, right?
Exactly.
So
That's why I love the idea of. Do you know how I was talking to you about Punch Drunk Love and the Adam Sandler film?
yeah,
And the thing about Paul Thomas Anderson, yeah, his films are fucking like just all over the place if you think about it.
right,
Like, so he has a film called Boogie Nights here,
okay,
which is like Mark Wahlberg, porn star. It's all about porn. That's what the whole fucking film's about.
yeah,
Then you got fucking Phantom Thread, which is fucking a 1950s dressmaker who takes in a maid and they fall in love and he makes dresses, but he's got like OCD and obsession and shit.
oh shit, okay,
And then you got Punch Drunk Love, which is because like the mad thing about Punch Drunk Love is, do you know when like he made a film called Magnolia, yeah?
yeah,
And then they're asking him at like a panel. Oh, I think it might have been after Boogie Nights, I don't know. And they ask him at a panel, they're like, oh, what do you want to do next, innit? And he was like, oh, I want to work with Daniel Day-Lewis, fucking arguably greatest actor of our generation, and Adam Sandler. And everyone joked because they're like, oh, Adam Sandler is like Happy Gilmore and shit.
right,
And then he fucking made the films. He made There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis. And then he made fucking Punch Drunk Love, which are like two big opposing films. Like, Punch Drunk Love is about how he like fucking collects like newspaper clippings
okay,
that take him, and like he calls a sex hotline,
yeah,
and then he gets swindled from money from it, and like
Sounds like
they
an interesting
yoink
film.
the money off his like credit card, and then to dip from there, he like takes his girl with the clippings he has on like holiday and shit. They're
right,
chasing him and shit, and then at the end, fucking Adam Sandler starts fucking beating the shit out of them. Like I don't know, because he's such a shy guy the entire film. Then he
and
fucking
he just
beats the
switches.
shit out of all of them at the end, and you're like, what the fuck? And it's amazing.
Mm.
Could have just
That's what.
said spoiler alert or something.
It's not like a spoiler because
Yeah, it's not that deep.
it's like it's an art house film. You just got taking it.
Yeah,
Like,
like
oh, I understand.
it is what it is. If you're willing
You
to
just
watch
lost
it,
it.
then like you wouldn't care about spoilers, kind of thing.
It depends on what you're going into it. Like
I-
some
do
things
you-
can spoiler free.
Yeah, I don't really care about spoilers
I
I
care a
do.
lot about spoilers. I
Really?
care a lot generally.
Mine,
Yeah.
because my thing is like,
you just spoiled a film.
yeah,
on a
but if
podcast.
you so no, but say if like say if someone gives me a spoiler, if I know what's gonna happen, right, but the movie can still move me and be like, oh shit, that was a really good way to do it, then it's
Yeah, but a thing about a film is one of the biggest parts of film. It's like
Mhm.
if you have to learn it in films, it's like one of the two parts you get assessed on
right.
is alignment and how good a filmmaker can make you align with what's happening in the story and its characters.
Yeah.
And keep you interested in what's going on enough that you try and work it out. Because it depends on what film you're watching. If you're watching like a detective noir film, you're supposed to get the pieces and you're supposed to learn it as the detective learns it.
Right,
So you're invested in it. So let's say you're watching Shutter Island. Have you seen Shutter Island, both of you?
Nope.
No.
Well, Shutter Island's like a Leo DiCaprio film. I might. Can I spoil it here for the sake of what I'm
Yeah, for the
saying?
sake of your point.
It's a
Spoiler alert.
gigantic spoiler.
Spoiler.
Basically,
Yeah.
the film's about Leo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo, yeah, the two detectives. They go
Uh-huh.
to this like prison island where I don't completely remember, I watched it ages ago, but like the guy broke out of some shit, and they were like, "Oh, we need to find out who this person is and shit, and who this deranged like fucking mental geezer is, what's he been doing, where's he left, like shit like that,
Yeah.
and how did he get off the island and shit like that." And then the entire time, like at the end, you find out that fucking Leonardo DiCaprio was a mental patient the entire time, and he killed his
Wow.
wife, and
What's
he
the
had
spoiler?
this. It's fucking insane spoiler,
I
and
was
his
gonna
name
go
was an
watch this.
anagram for it. And his name was an
Oh
anagram for the
shit.
fucking name of the mental patient,
Yeah.
and that he created this fantasy of his in his head
Right.
of a detective whose wife died who's trying to solve this murder because he can't cope with him killing her himself.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, this is the final thing we tested. We tried to make it as real as like an experience as we could for you,
Uh-huh.
so then you could like do it." But the great thing about that film is the first time you watch it, the alignment you have, you're trying to work out along with him what's going on.
Yeah.
Then once you know the spoiler, the second watch is completely different. There's shit there that's like
Oh,
just
right.
is like
Right.
what the fuck? Like there's
Yeah.
clues from the first shot of the film where he's staring at a mirror and like he's covered in sweat and water
Yeah.
and he's like next to a sea because he's at the bottom of the boat and he starts like, vomiting and shit in it.
Yeah.
Like that's the first scene, and that is how he looks later after he's drowned his wife and killed her.
Yeah.
And there's like a part where Scorsese like he made them like because he's interviewing like a person in the cafeteria, yeah,
Uh-huh.
and he's making her look like she's holding a cup, but there's nothing in her hand. So if you watch the film, she like starts off by drinking a cup, and then there's like a continuity error where
Yeah.
she puts the cup back down. There's nothing in her hand,
Oh.
and shit like that was done on purpose for like people who watch it a bunch of times, because then so you catch it and it
Right.
adds another layer of understanding. So films like that where the
That
plot is
actually
so
makes more
important.
sense, yeah.
Exactly, it's like
Because
people are
because
the
I'm watching Attack
taking
on Titan right now, right?
yeah.
And
I hate that
Pu-
show.
why? Why do you what?
Oh, wait, carry on.
Okay, basically, end of season 3, a fucking
Yeah.
huge revelation is supposed to happen, right?
Mhm.
So leading up to it, I'm just throwing out conspiracies of what the fuck's gonna, or theories of what's gonna happen left, right, and center, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm watching it with my sister. Saying that, like, if I knew the big revelation at the end, which is supposed to be so mind-boggling and left field and out of it that I wouldn't even come close to it, even if I tried. If I knew that revelation, it would make everything so fucking dull.
Exactly. Because then, like, you see the pieces going on.
Yeah.
It adds a different element to it.
Raj,
But like some films, I think doesn't matter as much.
what's your
at all.
beef? Raj, what's your beef?
I really did it. I really enjoyed the first season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think I finished the first season when it was on Netflix, and then I had to wait. Is it a year or 2 years for the second?
Yeah.
And that was my beef.
Oh.
That should be.
Fam,
Yeah.
I
The same with
genuinely-
One Punch Man.
Yeah, it's the same
You
with any
gotta wait
anime.
fucking
I just
forever.
can't. It really put me off. Like, what I now don't want to watch the rest of it. It's just if it's gonna take
You
that
missed
long
it
to
out.
make one
Your season 2 pops the fuck off.
season 1 was really good.
Season 1 was like great, but it was clearly like, hey, come
Wait.
over here. Like, look, this is a cool anime that you can watch because it's not really anime, but it's kind of anime. But come in, yeah, fun.
My man went, I fucking hate that show, and this I really love season 1. You know.
Yeah,
Nah,
exactly.
Season 1,
It's
fam, season 1
honestly,
lit.
Z, it's so good. It is
Season
actually
one
really
is-
good.
season
It's
one
it's one of those
I don't
animes
know.
next to Death Note where it could literally, like, it's not even really an anime.
You know what's
I'm
weird?
just very impatient.
I really like Neo Yokio, but a bunch of hate.
Oh yeah, I'm
Like,
not
bunch of
big.
fucking hate. But the thing is, I don't watch
Sorry.
anime. Neo Yokio, the one that Jaden Smith and the guy from Vampire Weekend made, as a Koenig.
Yeah,
I don't-
like I think Attack on Titan and Death Note are the two that I'd recommend to someone who doesn't watch anime, because you could literally watch them and be like, yeah, this is okay. I fuck with it. It's literally like
Sword
a
Art
TV
Online
show.
was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Although-
I'm not a big fan of Sword Art Online.
I think like do you know, like, the whole ideology against animation is
Yeah.
kind of fucking stupid.
Mm.
Because I don't watch a lot of anime, but there's some things like, do you know how like my mom, she wouldn't watch Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
She's like, so fucking bunch of cartoons. She's like, what the fuck?
Right.
That's quite possibly a perfect film. That
Yeah,
film's
that's
fucking
one of the
amazing.
Best films.
Very good.
And like,
Shout out to
think there's
Chris.
some
Shout out to
shit
Kingpin.
that.
Oh, shout out Chris.
I think there's just some shit that can only come across an animation that
Right.
just can't come. Like, do you know that's why I think adaptations don't work so well when it comes to anime? Like,
Yeah.
do you know the Death Note film is fucking shit.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
watched that and I haven't watched the show.
Yeah.
I watched the film, it was shit. But
Film
everyone
was
blames
ass.
the show. So I
The
was
show's
like,
really good.
yeah, because I think, like, Cowboy Bebop, yeah, I was watching that the other day.
Yeah.
And one thing I fucking love about Cowboy Bebop is, like, do you know the way he fights?
Yeah, the
He's got, like,
fluidity.
yeah, it's like he's floating when he fights.
Right.
Like, he moves so smooth.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted from that. And something like that, you can't get it in, you know, like, you can't get it from live action all the time.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's what I wanted Iron Fist to be. But Iron Fist didn't really get that same fluidity except sometimes.
Right.
So I think some things just can only be achieved. Like, there's a director, I was watching a film the other day, Paprika, yeah?
Okay.
And he said the reason he does, like, he does animation is because there's, like, he does these really quick, like, insert shots
Yeah.
that the mind can, like, register, but you won't really pay too much attention to. But
Mm.
you can't do those in live action because it's too many, like, frames per second. So he does them so short that's just there.
Oh,
Stuff like
okay.
that. Like,
Yeah.
do you know Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, yeah?
Yeah.
So do you know when they had Miles Morales and they had Peter Parker, the guy from New Girl, they had him playing it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know when, like, they started when he first gets his powers, Miles Morales,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
they put him at 12 frames per second. Like, they drew him at 12 frames per second by hand
Uh-huh.
and drew the guy from New Girl, but Peter Parker, they drew him at 24 frames per second.
Okay.
So he always looked more fluid because he was a Spider-Man who
Damn.
understood his powers
clever.
more.
That's clever, yeah.
And then as it goes on, when he takes that leap of faith,
Yeah.
when he does that big jump, that's when it
It's more
turns
fluid,
to
yeah.
he's 24 frames per second as well.
That's so
And he was-
clever. Yeah.
It's shit like that. Like, sometimes animation can just, it's needed for what you're doing.
Do you know what? And one of the speaking of fluid fight scene, one of the most fluid fight, or like, is it? Yeah, fluid fight scenes in film. Have you seen Raid?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course,
Of course.
bro.
Of classics.
That film. So does John Wick.
Daredevil
John Wick,
season 2 and 3 are good as well for that.
I think all of it. I loved it.
Yeah,
All of
Daredevil.
it.
I season
Didn't watch it. Didn't
I
get
went
on
back
the
to
hype.
season 2 or 3. Season 2. Oh, I
season
always
3
go back to that.
season 3 is my favorite.
Damn. But he has Punisher, and he's got the
Mm.
fucking gun tied to one
Yeah,
hand
yeah.
and the chain tied to the
Spoilers,
other.
dude. What is this?
No,
That's
look,
not
it's in
really
the
a
middle of the
spoiler.
fucking
That's
season.
not-
It's
yeah.
not spoiler. It's just like a set piece. Basically, what happens is, let me give you. They fucking cancel the show anyway. If you didn't watch it, that's your own. Like, what happens is, yeah, Punisher like captures Daredevil,
right.
and he's like, "Oh, why do you kill all this shit?" He's like, "Look at all this shit happening in the city. If you just killed, you would
They
not
have
have
a
this
good
issue."
they have a good dialogue, like a good
Yeah, they have like
philosophical
an
kind of-
actual. Yeah, there's like proper discourse going on.
Right.
So what he does is he ties a gun to his one hand, and he ties him like chains otherwise.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I don't let you. I won't shoot this like biker gang or something. I forgot what it was. If like you shoot this guy who's a fucking criminal."
Mhm.
And then what Daredevil does is he shoots the chain off himself and fucking whips him with it. But then because Punisher's already alerted the biker gang, they're all coming up the stairs,
Right.
and he has a fucking chain in one hand and
Yeah,
an empty gun in the
yeah.
other. And it's all one take. And he's just going down this entire, because he's at the top of a building in it. So he's going down all the flight of stairs, and he's just fucking fighting all these people. He just keeps on going and keeps on. That's what's fun. I love one takes. One takes are some of my favorite shit.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so gas.
Shout out to Jackie Chan for
Shout out to Jackie Chan.
pioneering in that type of shit, like Drunken Master. Like
Drunken Master's
Ah,
fucking.
Bruce
that
Lee,
that
fam.
wave of just
Drunken Master when he does
films.
that shit, when he
Yeah,
does
yeah.
a kick and the candles turn off. It's just hot as
so
fuck.
fire.
Shout out Bruce Lee, man.
Have you watched Once Upon a Time, Raj?
Yeah.
I still haven't watched it.
What did
I
you
still
think
haven't watched
about Bruce Lee in that film?
Fam, he gets bodied.
Nah. because-
He gets
Did you know?
bodied.
Did you hear about Bruce Lee's daughter?
Nah.
I heard she got
she's
vexed.
she's very vexed by it because the way they treat Bruce Lee is such an arrogant prick in that film. Especially how Brad Pitt, like he's such an arrogant prick, but then they also like ruin his legacy in a way because Brad Pitt fucking dashes him into a fucking car, bro. And no way, he just goes, "You dickhead," mashes him.
No, that was impressive.
That was impressive. I do think though,
Yeah.
the ending of that film, like that last act, is some of the best shit this year. That shit
Mm,
was fucking.
it was high. It was high intensity. I don't think.
Nah, not even high intensity. I think the way that the suspense was done, yeah, it was like I don't want to sound like a fucking film because I think Tarantino's a bit overrated.
Hmm.
Not even a bit. I think that like people bomb him too hard.
Yeah.
But I think with this film, yeah, the ending act, so much suspense is built where you're thinking, okay, this is gonna go one way, and it's convincing you it's gonna go one way. It's like perfectly set up to go one way, and then Tarantino just goes, "Fuck it," and just it goes. Trust me, like if you watched it, when you get to that point, when you watch it, Umar,
Yeah.
you will know what I'm talking about. The point where he just goes, "Fuck it," and just.
That film was good. Although I wouldn't go. It wouldn't be in my top. It's
I
just
don't
good.
think the film is top five, but I think the ending, the last act, some of the
Did you
best
say
shit
a
this year.
similar thing with what was it called? What was the film called? Was it
Oh,
Seven?
Seven.
Yeah.
I think
Never watched that either.
I haven't watched a lot of David Fincher films in it, so I was going through them because I really like Gongo. Gongo's fucking amazing. I
Mm.
love The Social
That's the Ben
Network.
Affleck one.
That's a Ben Affleck one. The Social Network is
Social Network's
fucking
good.
amazing as well.
Yeah.
Judge Network's a good film.
And I watched Zodiac afterwards because like I was asking some people I was friends with, and they were like, "Watch Zodiac," and I was great. And that was fucking 5 stars. I love Zodiac. And
Mm.
Zodiac's just a plot of these people trying to find the Zodiac killer.
Yeah.
And part of it's reality, part of it's like just a little bit fictional and shit. So that like some of the people didn't exist. And Seven's kind of around about the same thing, but it's completely fictional, not based on truth.
Right.
Like obviously Zodiac is very very like truthful and it's quite good, but like Seven is more just it's pure fiction. And it's
Right.
about a guy who is a serial killer and he kills people in like the 7 deadly sins. So he killed a lawyer for like greed or gluttony or the fuck. No, he killed a fat guy for greed, I think, or gluttony. I don't
Just a
fucking
fat
remember.
guy. Probably for
Like just a
gluttony, maybe.
fucking no, but like he does it in different ways. So, like the fat guy,
Yeah.
he feeds him enough that he
Oh,
dies.
right.
Like poison feed,
Ah,
stuff like that. And then in the end, like the end's fucking amazing,
Mm.
amazingly done. You're like, what the fuck? But the rest of the film, I just think Zodiac does it 10 times better.
Yeah.
Which is like insane because they're like two different films and they're going for two different things. But I don't know. I think it's just some films just are really good in the last act.
Yeah. Because Seven, the like this script writing book that I got,
Mhm.
it refers to Seven a lot in there. But
Wait,
like,
which one do you get?
the one by was
Robin
it Dave?
McKee one.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, fucking that was a classic one.
Yeah. So speaking of like fucking script writing, right?
Mhm.
Because you write like you'd have to do it for like obviously your film, but like you've been writing scripts. I remember like in year 11 and shit, you were writing scripts, right?
Yeah.
So like, how is the writing process for you like what is it
Well,
like for
like-
you personally?
Obviously, I've been reading like scripts of favorite films I like,
Yeah.
and like there's a lot of difference to it. Like if you see someone like Wes Anderson, yeah,
Uh-huh.
when he writes a script, Wes Anderson's going to be the one to direct it. So there's a lot more like preciseness to it. If you
Okay.
look at his will be like the camera turns right, you see this, you see that, you see that.
Yeah.
The camera's focused on this. Then you look at like other scripts. I think the script for Ex Machina is pretty like tight knit. Even
I
the
like
script
that
for
film.
like
I was
Eternal
thinking-
Sunshine. I like
Yeah,
Ex
yeah.
Machina. The script for Eternal Sunshine is more like bare bones because Charlie Kaufman wrote it, but Michel Gondry directed it. And I think when it comes to this, like personally, the way you write it is kind of the way that's gonna be the most like comfortable to get your message across.
Yeah.
And you just have to, like when I write mine, I wrote some dumb shit in mine. Like when I describe
Right.
I said my character dressed like someone you'd see out of a how much does your outfit cost video,
Oh,
and
right.
one of them dresses like they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for it, but like it's more like I read it and I'm like, okay, I understand what I'm saying,
Yeah.
but it's also like a little meme for myself that I'll understand.
Yeah. That's
So
a
I
pretty
think,
cool way
like-
of writing it though.
Yeah. My only problem is though, I've only given 5 minutes for a short film.
Mm.
And I like to create a tight story and shit like that in
In
5 minutes. So I think I did decent, but it's like
That
How
does
much can you
seem
do?
like it would be hard.
that's how I do a lot of research, and I think I won't notice like I got the formula down. If you want a good 5 minute one,
Yeah.
you either make it like a mood piece,
Okay.
which I couldn't do because mine got marked on narrative, or you do it with voiceover. Like voiceover is like a necessity for what I noticed because it's the
Mm.
only way you can get the exposition across
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
without like spending a large chunk of it.
Yeah.
Damn, you guys know your stuff. You guys chatting a whole different language right now.
Nah, you
Uh,
understand. You
no, like
understand.
like it's simple terms. Kind of.
No idea.
You know what exposition is? Exposition is like the information that you need to know, like the context and shit about the film.
Yeah.
It's like you know someone's a police officer because like, oh, this the outfit. The first scene you see some shit like that. You see the character, you see the world they live in, stuff like that. You know, it exposes the world to you.
Yeah.
I got a question, Z.
Mhm.
Is golf a sport?
The thing is, I used to say no, and
Oh.
then
Bruh.
Jack went through it with me,
Bruh.
Okay.
and I completely understand why. Because obviously he plays golf, innit? And
Okay.
I don't fuck. I played golf once. I played it once. My uncle took me to the range.
I confess I have never played golf.
Never played
Exactly.
golf.
I
put that
thought,
out
oh,
there.
you fucking swinger fucking thing. I was like, easy. But golf is very difficult. Like your form and your posture and shit is so important.
I don't have time to play
Intensely.
games.
And
I prefer
like
to play real
you need
sport.
to make sure your momentum's going right, and you need to like make sure your body's swinging right. Otherwise, you can harm yourself with how you're moving too differently. And like you need to get power. You need to move your body precisely. Something like that. I think it's definitely more of a sport than golf.
Do we? Okay. If it's okay, do we consider? You know when you see those ice skate, but they dance.
Mhm.
Is that
But like
sport?
Tanya Harding.
Yeah, like figure
figure
ice
skating.
skating. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is that sport?
I think if you're describing it, because you were looking at it last time, it was like it's anything that's like competitive.
Competitive
like-
and physical. I think it was.
But like that thing from there, I think that's like a distinction between like athletics and doing like. Do you know when you played Mario and Sonic at the Olympic
Yeah,
Games?
yeah, yeah.
And there'd be the athletics section,
Right.
which is like running, jumping. I think that's a differentiate between that and like golf,
And
because
golf.
sure it's not you need the most athleticism. I do not think that fucking LeBron James is, like I think when Jack said like Tiger Woods is the greatest fucking athlete of all time, I think Serena Williams is higher than him, and I think that LeBron's probably higher than him.
Yeah.
But like there is definitely skill in golf and definitely like a competitive nature in golf that is just as intense as something that's physical.
Yeah, because I'd put Tiger Woods as like one of the greatest. Like I'd put him up there. Purely
Yeah.
also because it's a solo kind of like tennis, which you can't really
Yeah.
say for basketball. It's a very solo, like you really need
Well,
to fucking
you can
dominate.
say if it's fucking LeBron James.
But
Bro, he carried his ass team to finals.
But what I'm saying is maybe not greatest, but I'm saying Tiger Woods is a more dominant athlete than Shaquille ever was. Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal just fat. That's real. That's real.
No, but Shaquille was
Shaquille O'Neal
like,
comes to you.
no one's
Shaquille
stopping
O'Neal
him.
comes to
I'm
you.
still
Because he's
I'm
fat. Because he's fat.
No, it's not even that though. It's not because he had the speed and he had the strength. He just got fat because
Yeah.
he was like, bro, I'm
Did you
Big
hear what
Mac it.
Kobe
You
said?
know what I'm saying? Like, I might as well just get fat. Yeah. There's Kobe's comments recently.
Yeah, but he said I'd win 12 championships if Shaq was in shape.
Not even that. If he was not, I think that was more so just if he had the same work ethic as Kobe.
Anyone would do the work ethic as Kobe, man. The shit that they were saying, like he'd wake up, he would take like for 30 minutes or something, he would just do straight one type of layup again and again and again
Yeah,
and
yeah,
again
yeah.
and again. And then he'd do fadeaway jumpers again and again and again for like half an hour.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Or
But
like
like
game
that work
intensity.
ethic. Yeah. But I think it depends. Because
Right.
there's a whole like nature versus nurture thing in it.
Mm.
You got like the way I saw it when I actually cared about football, Messi and Ronaldo.
Okay.
I saw it more like Messi was kind of nature. He was just
Mm.
kind of born with it, Messi, you just look at Messi and like fucking Messi.
Yeah.
Ronaldo, for me, it looks like he had to like, it was nurtured, like he had to work for it,
Mm.
I don't think it's nature, it's nurture. I don't think that like counts as what I'm saying. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's two different ways of getting there. Like
Yeah.
pure work and just pure innate skill.
Yeah.
So I think like with Kobe that worked, but that wouldn't work for everyone. Some people could go worse from that. Because it's just as much mental as it is just doing the same thing again and again.
I guess so.
But esports though, compared to golf, hear me out. Hear me out. Esports is just as much mental as any other sport. You know?
Honestly, I don't understand why people aren't on board with esports. Like-
it is just sports you play with a controller.
And I think the great thing about esports is like the reason it can even get so much money for its tournaments, the accessibility of it is fucking insane. Anyone can play a game. And that, because like the great thing about sports is the opportunities it provides.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how people would have the hoop dreams, like if you're from a poor neighborhood, there's that like stereotype, like the 2 Chainz one. You know, how 2 Chainz goes rapper, go to the league.
Yeah.
You can either become a rapper, you can go to the NBA, because that's like a way out for people.
Right.
But like that's like hard work, yeah. But some people just genetically aren't good. But like, think about the reach that something like gaming has, the pure reach. Everyone can play video
That's
games.
true. So anyone can pick it up, kind of thing.
So there'll be kids who can have these dreams of like becoming pro fucking gamers, and there's money in it.
Right.
Like, look at it, they get way more money than you get for the fucking Masters and what Rajan said, Indy 500 and shit.
Wimbledon.
Yeah, like,
Wil-
so I think
Simon.
it provides a whole nother
The thing that
thing
I
to.
love the most about it though is what comes about in fighting games. So like for Tekken, right? The Tekken scene right now, it's location based. Like for years, Korea,
Austin Ash, bro.
yeah,
Austin
for
Ash, bro.
years, Korea has been like at the top, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as one Pakistani gets the visa, all of a sudden, the floodgates open. Like, and
yeah, exactly. And look at what he got out of that.
and as we, look at Pakistan, there are more competitive players on the same caliber. Like, it's more of a fucking competitive scene there, right?
Yeah,
You don't just get that good for the, like on your own, right? It's all,
exactly.
So that means that not only that, but also as shit gets more accessible, you have more people around the world in different locations that may not have had those opportunities before, but are fucking next level at these games, right? That get that opportunity to like show out and like really like go in and get their bag.
Yeah. Like, look at fucking Austin Ash. Did you see that shit? They had 10 Korean players go up against him, like the top 10.
He just
And he
slaughtered them
fucking
all.
dashed all of them.
Bro.
Like, it was nothing. That's why I don't understand why people don't just get on it. Look at the money you can make from it. Just,
Even if it's not a sport, it's still gotta be respected.
it's definitely gotta be respected.
It's
I mean, at
how
least we
it's-
cracked the code Z of why we're so good at Tekken. Like, it's just the blood. It's
Just
in our blood,
Pakistani
bro. It's just in our
genes,
blood,
bro.
bro.
That's insane.
um.
Are you cutting out or are you just not speaking?
I thought he was gonna do
no,
one of
I
his
was gonna-
transitions.
I
Yeah,
was, but like I don't want to start. It's about religion.
I can talk about it. I think that's interesting to her.
Nah,
we talking about
like,
religion?
This is.
Hey, this is the podcast where anything goes. Like,
No,
Anything?
it's just a long topic.
What's the topic? Say, and if you don't want to say it, we'll just cut
say
it
it,
out.
pussy,
No, it's
pussy.
just really. No, I was just gonna talk. No, I was just talking about how religion. Like it's probably won't go in the podcast. Just the premise of this next part is just gonna be, religion.
Okay.
And how it causes more segregation than it does like cooperation and community
Yeah,
cohesion. It does create community cohesion.
It's because religion's inherently selfish.
Is that a fault? Is that religion at a fault, or is that humans at a fault?
It's see, it's no one really. It's the choice. It's because there are many religions. Say there's just one religion, everything there would still be.
Honestly, I don't even think it's because of that. I think it's because of the fact that we don't get to choose our religion half the time.
Yeah.
Generally your religion is how you're brought up. If you're brought up to be a Christian, you're a Christian. Even if your mind's changed, like even if your mind changed later, you're grown to be a Christian, yeah? But the problem with all these like religions are, obviously I consider myself a Muslim, innit? I'm a Muslim, but I treat it a different way. But like, because I took my inspiration from the fucking Macedonian episode. But like Christianity, like all of these type of religions where it's like a plus or minus system in it. It's inherently selfish.
Right.
Like psychologically, if these systems weren't in place, would you be doing these nice things? You don't do a nice thing half the time because you think, at least if you're like a devout type of person, you don't do because you think, oh, that is the right thing to do. You do because you think God would say that's the right thing to do, or the Bible says that's the right thing to do, which is like very because you only do it because you want to reach heaven. It's
But
half these
if it's
people,
still
if
a
they had
good
the
act and it's
opportunities,
benefiting someone, does that mean
that
that
doesn't
it's
make it
necessarily a bad
less.
thing?
But like,
It makes it less genuine.
yeah, so like that's when these like little tendencies pop up. German people like take parts of the religion they like
Right.
and parts they don't like. So people have, do you know how there's that shit where like women shouldn't speak in church?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of inconsistencies with the Bible, but people will just take what suits them and they'll see it as God because the way they see it, if it's right, if fucking God says, they don't like not from their own moral compass, you know. So
Yeah.
that's where it
Like
causes the issues.
it should be like a video game where like you level up a bit and then you should specialize in a class. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, it should be like Tekken.
Yeah.
You have this entire move list,
Right.
but you decide what fucking combo you're gonna use and why you're gonna use it,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
have to have a valid reason to use it, or you're gonna get fucking punched in the face.
Bro, what?
Exactly. Let's say the Bible's this big move list in a video game. Yeah.
Mm.
And when you're playing a fighting game, you gotta pick what you want to use.
It's got to be frame perfect. It's got to be the most efficient, right?
You gotta use it at the right time.
Yep.
So don't use it out of context and shit. You gotta use it properly and the right one, because if you use the wrong one, you're just gonna open yourself
You'll
to get
get
fucked.
You'll literally, the term is get
You will
punished.
get punished.
You'll get punished.
Yeah, you will get punished. So if you don't do the right thing, you're gonna get fucked. So that's how they actually like the whole Master of None episode. Maybe this is why I love Master of None so much. There's like a episode on religion, yeah.
Okay.
And what happens is like you've probably seen the episode you mind it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like he like eats meat and shit and his parents don't like
Oh,
thingy,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
he
yeah.
opens the Quran in it that his
Right.
mom gave him at the end. And it has the quote in it where it's like, my religion is not the same as your religion.
Mm.
And it's just such basic shit really.
Yeah.
But that's like the perfect way for me to see it. It's like you have so much at your disposal, but take it as a guide and form your own moral compass.
Right. Like
And
treat
you
it
know,
more as
if
a
you're a
philosophy
good
kind of
person,
thing.
yeah, if you're a good person, then surely you'd go to heaven. And if not, at least you die doing what you believed in.
Right.
Because like even half the shit, like you gotta agree with the fucking like people use these like texts and then they use it to have the bigotry. Like, do you know how like in the Quran it would say like you don't accept gays,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
and then my
Same with
mom will
Christianity.
use that. Yeah, my mom will use that. My stepdad will use it like, oh, gays. And it's like, do you really think God's gonna be like, oh, you're homophobic? Come fucking right into heaven, mate. Yeah, walk through the door. Is that heaven you want to go through? It's full of fucking homophobes.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, do you really genuinely think you need to look at this text you have ahead of you, accept that it's probably been fucking edited over its long amount of time, so not all of it will be given from God. Not any of it could be given from God. But I believe in like some sort of force out there at least. I think there's too much shit that's like coincidence. But what you gotta do is you gotta take it and form your own moral compass. Because there's no way that fucking God's gonna say to you, when you're at the fucking gates of heaven walking up, he's gonna say, oh, you're a racist? You said fuck the gays? Come right in, mate. Come right, you're my type of guy.
Wait, do you believe in God, Umar?
Oh. 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 Oh.
I know Zeeshan doesn't really know.
You know that? Do you remember that? That community episode where everyone's like, "What's your religion?" And then Jeff's like agnostic, and everyone throws the fucking paper at him and shit. That is literally like, you can't prove that he exists. You can't prove that he can't. So fuck it. I don't. Either way, you know.
Yeah, fair enough. I just think if you live a good life, like you're just a nice, not even a nice person, but you do what you believe is good. The fuck you got to worry about?
I'm something I'm questioning is whether, because at first I was like, no, I want my kid to, you know, not have a religion and then find his own way, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like I kind of want him to be Muslim only because then he can grow up and question it.
That's true.
Do you get what I mean? Like, be part of the tradition and the culture and like going to Eid and having a nice celebration and
Yeah.
that whole unity aspect and community. But when you go into your rebellious years, like question it and like question your foundations and really shake up like what you truly believe in. And like I feel like that's an important stage, right? So I don't know if I
I'd say
want to
I'd
take
like
that away
culturally
from
Muslim.
right. So I don't know if I want to take that away from my child.
Yeah, I would reckon I'd give him the choice. Like, I'd raise him and I'd be like, here's what I do. You know, because I reckon even when I'm old, I'm still gonna be reading Eid, praying,
Right, right,
fasting
right.
and shit. Because, like, just how I've been raised. And it's like, I think it's a good thing. It purges me, stops me from just being pure, like, eating shit for the rest of my life, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, plus there's kind of like the thing about, like, fasting is, because of that weird, like, state it leaves you in,
Mm-hmm.
it's good for, like, reflection and thinking. Like, a month of reflection for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like that kind of like reflection it gives you. So I'd show them like both sides. I'd
Mm.
show them like this is what I do. I'd let them like if they'll be like, oh, can I come mosque? Yeah, right, yeah, fuck yeah, you know, I'll come through. But like I'd want them to be educated and teach their own thing. But I don't know how I deal with them in technology. That's my issue.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing like both sides of it.
Mm.
Like when I grew up, it was I had no real access to technology. And like I had access, but it was always like second-hand access.
Right.
So my PS1 I got given to me as a hand-me-down when the PS2 came out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
PS2 I got as hand-me-down when the PS3 came out. And it wasn't like anyone in my family had it. My uncle had it. And when I went to my uncle's house, he would play PS3 and I could play, but it wasn't like an excessive amount.
Yeah.
It was only when I was over there at my grandma's house.
Right.
So it was like, and I had my PS2 and stuff, but it wasn't like excessive. And then I had to save myself to get my PS3. And I only got that when the PS4 came out. And then a year after I bought my Xbox One, which I saved myself to get as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then you see my little brother, and because of like now we live in Solihull, which is a lot different, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's getting like the access
Right,
to
right, right.
everything.
Getting everything.
He's got his PS4. He's got his own fucking PS4,
That's quite
like
nutty.
fucking PS4 Pro. I don't even have PS4 Pro, and fucking he's got, and he's not on that. Like if someone's watching the TV, he's
Mm.
got his iPad. It's not on that. He's got his 3DS. He was gonna get a Switch at one point, but I was like, "Fuck that! No, don't get a Switch." I just told my parents, I was like, "No, that's fucking stupid."
Mm.
And then when he's not on that, he gets YouTube constantly. He's got a laptop he can go on.
You low key sound jealous.
No, it's not
But it's
jealous.
not even that. It's just like,
It's like, and because of that, he acts like a YouTuber. He
bro,
doesn't have
I
like
used
a
to do that all the
connection to
fucking
actual people.
time.
Yeah,
'Cause
but he has like a prick YouTuber
oh, right, right, no, no, no. Yeah.
because like of what's growing up in it.
Because I
So
used to
like
just
what he
play
does.
Pokemon, right? And I used to watch Let's Plays. So I used to like, but I didn't have anything to record it with. So I just pretend that like I was recording. So I was like, oh, and this is the secret. Oh, and now, oh, it's super effective. Like I would just pretend I was a YouTuber. My brother would walk in and be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like he would just roast the shit out of me.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, but like my little brother, and because obviously we have so many people in the house now, no
Mm,
one really supervises him.
yeah.
So so they'll be like, "Oh, do you want to go out? We're going here," and he'd be like, "No," and they'd be like, "All right, stay at home." And it's been fucking 12 hours a day watching YouTube. What he does, I walked in on Monday the other day because he doesn't like a big room. He's playing Lego Marvel Superheroes
Mhm.
while
Shout
next
out,
to him he had
shout
an
out.
iPad. Yeah, while next to him had an iPad watching someone else play Lego Marvel Avengers,
Right, right, right.
a game that he owns, by the way. Watching someone complete a game he owns, while at the same time, fucking like had a phone nearby or some shit, and he was watching some shit on that. And I was like, "You're not taking all this shit." It's like excessive to the point of basically ruining him because he's becoming a prick because of it because that's what he's like taught
Mm,
because he's taught by these fucking YouTubers who like the ones he's watching at least something. They're like they go for clicks in it. You go for what
yeah.
gives you the most clicks. So like what he watches are the people who are the most extravagant personalities
Because I
because
think,
that's what like attracts the kids in it.
because we were the only family to be fortunate. Like we copped a PC. Like we obviously had that PC for like 10 years, and we didn't upgrade,
Yeah.
so it was mad old by the time we got rid of it. But like we were the first ones in like our whole like extended family to get cop a PC, right? So
Mhm.
so I was kind of that kid. But the only difference is the extravagant
Yeah.
personalities at that time were the Tyler the creators.
Exactly,
I feel
filthy
like,
Frank and shit like
yeah, and
that.
Filthy Frank and that kind of shit. So it was. I think I would have. I if I grew up with the same shit that he had, I would probably end up maybe the same shit.
Exactly. So
But
like I
guess
think
I
that
caught it at a
temperance.
right time, right?
Yeah, because when we did it, it was like it was some stupid shit, but then it was like that weird Wild West time, fucking anything
Yeah,
going.
yeah, yeah.
Filthy Frank was here for the moment, and that access was still somewhat limited.
Mm.
YouTube wasn't at the state where it is now. You load a video, half a second later it's loaded.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You got all the shit at your fingertips. It was a lot harder. We didn't have Netflix on it. You used to have fucking Love Film. I used to have to go on the website, did mail a DVD to me. I had 2 weeks to watch it. I had to mail it back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think that like temperance is necessary because I want to raise my kid. Like, have you seen that fucking like 10-year-old kid who does those like rap reviews?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah,
His
yeah, yeah, with his dad.
yeah,
Yeah.
first reaction to JPEG Mafia and
Right,
shit.
right, right.
And it's like, yo, I don't like that kid's like that's that type of because his dad you can see like he nurtures his growth,
Yeah.
but like it's not too much.
I think genes play a lot of role, like a big role though,
Yeah,
because you
that's
can tell
true.
his dad was probably like they're similar in the sense. Like
Of
I feel
course.
like my kids will also be like that because they literally have my genes.
Yeah.
And like I
There you
didn't
go.
like I've been looking into like my genes recently, and I didn't realize how lucky I was. Like you never realize how privileged and lucky you were to get the shit. Because I'm the only like our family's the only like relatively like we have basically my mom's the. Do you know how like the Indian caste system and like the classify how they and like Jots
Yeah,
and shit
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Mhm.
My mom's a Jot and my dad's a
Jeez.
Jot, and
Jeez.
in my family we're like the only ones. We're the only family to have two parents that are Jots from different families.
That's mental.
That's kind
So
of
like
flex.
I think that's why I'm so like wary, because I know that the girl I do like eventually end up with, they have to bear a kid, and I don't want that kid to turn up
That's
retarded.
a weird way to like describe
Yeah,
it.
yeah, no, it
That can
sounds
bear
bad,
my
like fucking
fruit.
no, no, it sounds bad, like weird, but that's like that's the type of shit that I look into, like,
I got a question for you then.
uh-huh,
When you marry someone,
yeah.
is it only brown?
I'm only into Asian chicks, right?
Yeah, I get that, but
And I
like,
I
would you
didn't know
prohibit
why.
anyone else?
No, like I'm down to date whoever, right? But my type
Mhm.
is Asian chicks. But I didn't realize why until I looked into it. And my mom was exactly the same. So basically my mom grew up in the village, right? In Pakistan. And she would
Yeah.
literally refuse to date anybody. She was like, "Bro, I'm out of all your fucking leagues." Right? Until I find
Rated.
another job. So it was like that's a genetic thing. Like I didn't even know about that until I asked about it like the other day. And it's like I feel like genetics play a big role because we have that same personality trait, but we raised up in totally different situations where I'm privileged, I'm middle class, I have the privilege to make shit, right? Whereas she was
Mhm.
like in Pakistan in the village, you know what I'm saying, like struggling. So like I feel like genetics play like a huge role.
Yeah, but like, would you? Let's say meet the love of your life,
Yeah.
but she's like prime white woman. Are you? If your parents say no,
Oh no,
are
no,
you just like,
I'm white women cool, black women cool. It's only Asians that I'm wary about, like Indian, Pakistani, where it's like you
yeah,
have to be a job, otherwise I'm not.
yeah, but like, if your parents say no,
Uh-huh.
what are you doing? What's your go-to thing?
It depends
Yeah,
on
what
the
happens in
reason.
the parents?
If they just hate them for the sake of hating them, I'd still marry them.
Damn.
See, my mom has an issue where she's like, you can't marry anyone who's not brown, and
Same.
I'm like, no, that's
Well,
like stupid. I,
'Cause-
I always tell
Yeah,
her,
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
that
like,
is
that's
that's
not my
the
kind of
fuck.
mom.
yeah.
That's like my family.
I constantly tell her,
Same.
I'm like, that's fucking because like, why would you limit yourself
Yeah,
It's
to this
ignorant.
small like amount of people
sample space. Yeah,
when what's the color of the skin gonna have any actual difference on who
yeah,
they
yeah,
are?
yeah. Because
Like culturally, sure, I guess like if they grow up Muslim in a
right,
brown
right, right.
family, they're probably the same around about cultural experience. But like, why should that make a difference to how they are? Like, surely it's just personality.
Plus, like, if you really deep it, like when you have like colors and you're gonna paint, you mix shit all together, it ends up brown anyway. Like, if you go years and years and millenniums in the future, everyone's gonna be brown because if you just mix everything together, yeah, it would end up brown, right? So
I
it's
guess.
so
I
it's like,
go with
who
that.
cares? Like, let's just marry whoever the fuck we want, cause whatever. Like, in the if that's the argument I would pose to my mom. Like, if you really want to like deep it, the end result is gonna be brown anyway, so you don't have to worry. Like, it's calm. Your great 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 grandchild's gonna be brown, so it's chill. Don't even stress about it.
Damn,
That's a new way of thinking about it.
Trust me.
that's definitely the way to think
That's
about
what I'm
Never-
saying.
never
That's
thought
what.
of it.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
it. I'm gonna whip that one out.
Yeah, no, honestly,
Honestly, that's a
that's
great
going
idea.
straight to the higher ups in the family.
Well, I don't think everyone's gonna be a brown because it's not every white person is gonna end up with a brown person. Every black person is gonna end up with a brown person. But
Mm.
like, I get what you said. I
Yeah,
get your meaning. But like, I think that like self segregation, that self oppression going on there. It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
because you're scared. You're not scared of white people. Like, you know how the brown people are like fuck these white people
Yeah, I don't really
just
know.
purely for the race. It's like
Yeah,
what's the point? Like, you wouldn't want other people to treat like that. We've been normalized to be treated like that,
right.
and our response is just do the same thing back. What?
Mm.
Like, what the fuck's what's that gonna solve?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, it's not
Yeah.
for me.
This was a nice podcast. I barely heard any of it because
Bro, you can
Yeah, right.
read it back up
Yeah.
on playback. There you
you know,
go. We've given you an opportunity.
the viewers. I'll be listening to it at the same time you guys do. It's quite a treat.
Very cheeky. Very cheeky.
Do you know what's the
Anyway.
maddest thing? This entire thing.
Uh huh.
Raj didn't even say his favorite film.
That's what I'm saying. That's so
No,
deep,
okay.
bro. You gotta hit him with
Spider-Man-
you gotta hit him.
Spider-Man 2.
No, actually, before we stop, I'm asking one question
Got it.
to actually make this a film podcast because you guys don't fucking talk about films for shit. We'll do what is your favorite thing about a film? What like gasses you up in a film?
Uh huh.
Like you see that, and it would just make you gas like a thing that happened in films. Could be
Okay,
anything. I can tell you
so-
mine if you want an example. You
oh,
can
yeah.
go yours. You go first.
Yeah, you go first. You go first. Open it
Yeah,
up.
you go
For
first.
me?
Yeah. I want to hear
Right.
yours.
For me, yeah, I'd say it's like, do you know, like the little shit.
Yeah.
Like there's like in Master of None, yeah.
Yeah.
There's this shot, yeah, where he's lying in bed with the girl, cause like she can't leave, cause like there's a snowstorm outside, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's this girl he likes. It's Francesca, and it is dating.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he's not dating, but he wants to
He wants
chips
to.
her.
Yeah.
But like she's married, so he's got like a friendship thing. And they're lying in the bed, cause he's like, I'm asleep on the couch. She's like, oh, you can lie in the bed. I won't be like thinking to you. It's right after this somewhat like romantic moment.
Right.
And then he looks at her, and the camera's focusing on her face, and then it does like a rack focus, and then it just focuses on her finger, and you just see the marriage ring.
Oh,
And
that's
it's
good.
such a fucking that shot. I'm like, fuck,
That is so good.
that gets you so hard. And then there's like the opposite spectrum, where like in Lost in Translation, fucking one of my favorite films, second favorite film, basically like, tied. There's that part where they're lying in the bed together, like Scarlett Johansson and Bill Murray. Yeah. And she's talking about like all the shit she did growing up and how she would take these photos of things that would make her happy, like these little things that she got joys out of life that she doesn't have anymore. And like and she just makes like a passing comment. She's like, just it's like stupid. She takes pictures of people's foot and stuff. She's like, that's what she's like, oh, it's stupid. Like, I'll just take pictures of people's feet or some shit. It's kind of weird if you think about it.
Yeah.
But like, then there's this scene later, like after their beef, and they go outside because there's like a fire alarm in it,
Yeah.
and they're like looking at each other, and like for a split second, there's a shot of her looking down,
Yeah.
and then you see Bill Murray's feet, and like I got that, and I was like, oh, that's so good. I was
Yeah.
like, that's just so good.
That's funny.
I love little shot like that.
Okay. And so mine's I have a different approach to your question. My favourite kind of scene, yeah, are
Mhm.
like backup scenes where like the protagonist calls for backup. Like in Lord of the Rings. I mean, not Lord of the Rings.
How's your Lord of the Rings and not Endgame with the fucking
Oh, yeah,
portals
yeah,
come
Lord
out?
of the Rings. Yeah, but I'm going. There's like Lord of the Rings, Endgame. Trying to think of other ones.
There's a bunch of Lion King, and then the new Lion King, the boys come through.
True.
Yeah, I guess.
It's a bunch of them.
I have it written down.
Is that your favorite shit, like the full circle in films?
Yeah, and yeah, when like the M Night Shyamalan kind of plot twist, where like the whole plot of the film is just turned upside down. Just like specifically with Unbreakable.
Specifically with
Glass.
Unbreakable.
Specifically Glass, actually. You should watch Glass because the end of that film just changed. Like, you cannot predict the ending of the film. I just love that so much because I'm sitting there expecting.
Yeah, but is it like?
Does it make sense though?
Yeah, is it like? Because there's bare films that would do that, but it's just fucking stupid.
So you can't predict it, but it makes sense it makes sense for the character to do what they did. I won't spoil it because it's a big spoiler. But it's not out of character. It's not like it wouldn't be like odd for this said character to just completely break character and plot twist the film in a way it shouldn't be.
So what I'm guessing happens is, do you know James McAvoy's geezer? Probably has some next fucking other split personality that no one knew of, and that's some shit happens with that.
Nope.
All right. I'll watch it and I'll
the
see if I
film.
can
Watch
see
the
it
film.
is.
If
All right, Umar, what's yours?
I'd have to say it is to do with like cinematography,
Classic. I love
but
cinematography.
it's more so just the subtle ones. Like, do you remember when I was talking about my dinner with Andre,
No, I don't remember you talking about.
where you know the community episode that inspired me to watch
Oh
it, and
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's the modern day Plato's Republic.
Yeah.
There's a shot in there that's so like, it is like sometimes they don't have to be mind blowing. They don't have to be fucking. It was just literally a shot of him, just standing by a train like track, and a train just goes by, and that shot is made so much like it was so inspiring to me that it was like, oh, that would be a cool idea for a music video. That would be a cool shot for like this and that, right? So if there's certain subtleties that just be like, oh, that would be cool for this idea or that idea for me.
Yeah.
That's ones that stick with me.
Yeah, like that motivation. That's like that Quentin Tarantino type thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
people accuse him of biting all the time. And I'm not standing. I really sound like I'm standing up for Quentin Tarantino, but like his whole thing is he'll take inspiration from a bunch of stuff like Kill Bill.
Right.
Very like obviously inspired by a bunch of like Japanese, like those classic type of movies. And it's like that's the main point of art, isn't it? To like make you feel something.
Right.
If it doesn't do that, then what's really the point? If it makes you feel something intellectually or just makes you relate with the character or some shit like that.
Wait, guys, I think I've formed my list of films, by the way.
Oh,
Ooh.
Richard.
It goes Spider-Man 2, number 1. Endgame is number 2.
Second favorite film you ever seen?
Yeah,
Nice.
definitely. The hype for that film. It was more like the...
That's like a
not just-
moment. That's like an
not the
event.
film, yeah, not the film itself, but like the lead up to the film. It's
Remember
very-
Raj fucking snapped me when he was sitting in the cinema? Bad
Fight Club. I love that film.
No, the David Fincher film.
Oh shit, one of these isn't a film.
What
Oh.
I'm
you
gonna
was
say it anyway. I just realised it's a series. But fuck it. The Boys on Amazon Prime.
the Amazon Prime?
I
Apparently
only
it's
just seen
fucking
it
amazing.
recently. It is so good.
Right?
And another one is Watchmen.
The film. I don't
That
know his
film
fuck film.
is so good.
I'm not a Zack
That
Snyder
film
fan.
is-
I'm not a Zack
that's
Snyder.
like,
I
yeah,
tried
that's-
watching
that's
it, but I
like
couldn't
top
get
film.
into it.
Yeah, it's not one for me. Have you seen the trailer for the TV show though?
Nah.
That shit looks like it's gonna fucking bang. That shit looks good. That shit looks fire. But I couldn't really get into the film.
I feel like
Sorry,
Also,
what
the
did you say?
characters like interest. Like cause I don't know much about it, but I do know. Is it Doctor Manhattan who's the blue one?
yeah.
And his entire thing is this tiny dick. Like that's like a big thing. Well, apparently that's a big thing that's put up in the comics that he has a really tiny dick. That's like just a big because his dick's like showing, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
God,
And
in the
apparently that's
film,
like a
yeah,
big thing
no.
where he has a tiny dick. That's like a big point of his character. And for some reason I love that.
The
Do you
most
think-
powerful being in the world, the planet? The
Yeah.
tiny dick.
Yeah. Do
And
you,
it,
do
the
you
like
think
irony of it is so perfect.
do you think with how, because like podcasts are becoming way more popular, right?
Mm.
In the sense that like people want a deeper dive, people want longer time to just delve into something. Do you think that there'll be a point where TV shows just become
Nah.
replace or just not
Nah.
replace, but like become more, I guess, popular than movies?
Oh,
But TV shows become more popular than
oh,
movies.
oh,
Yeah.
definitely. More
Nah.
people than I think more people than ever are going into TV
You don't
now.
think so, Z?
I think it depends what you're going for. The type of story you're trying to tell will
Mm.
always come down to. So, like, a film standalone, and it builds its whole arc in an hour and 30 in it.
Right.
Because it's not built for a binge watching structure. It's not built for being separate standalone episodes that have their own arcs within them. It's just
Huh.
one big arc. So that's something like that. And then you got something like Maniac, which is a limited series. It's like it's longer than a film because like 6 episodes, 8 episodes, whatever. But it's like it's just one season of TV, you know. So I think what you're going for needs to fit that medium. So I think TV shows, people are going back to it because before there was the idea of that like you're downgrading if you go to TV, but TV is becoming more of a cinematic, you know, like a cinematic experience.
Yeah, Game of Thrones showed me that.
Game of Thrones has
showed me,
definitely showed that, like you know, the big fight scenes, stuff like that. That's why I think like John David Dobrik's vlogs.
Mm.
That's why I think they work so well because they're all 4 minutes 20. Like that's his thing.
Ah.
And that's like that
I
perfect
somewhat
bite.
hate that though. I somewhat hate.
But
that.
that's the thing. Like, I feel like as time goes on, as information starts, like, people just want more information. People's attention spans are getting lower and
Yeah,
lower.
but
Don't
if
you
you
think
think
that
about it,
that would feed into the more bingeable shows that would get more popular?
yeah, but like it depends what you're going for. You get me? Like you can binge movies. It doesn't make movies any less popular. I think there were different ways at different like. Do you know how sometimes you're just in the mood for a TV show, sometimes in the mood for a film.
Mm.
It's just what type of experience you're going for. That's why I'm talking about like David Dobrik. Because do you know how the 4 minutes 20?
Yeah.
That's
Mm.
dozens of hours of footage. They just put down to 4 minutes 20.
Right.
And what that does is from that, it's like that perfect amount of time where you're like, fuck it, I'll watch it if I got time. You know, like if you're on a train, you're like get ready or something. Because like it's not too long that you're going out of your way, and it's not too short that you just scroll through it like a vine.
Right.
And because it's 4 minutes 20 and it has the platform it has, it's short enough where you're like, all right, fuck it, I'll just watch another one, which is even better for him because he gets more views and a platform. And because it's 4 minutes 20 of a bunch of hours, if you want to get in that vlog, because it will give you like a boost in it,
Yeah.
it also prompts the people in those videos to do more insane shit, to do more crazy shit, which creates for better content, and at the same time, you know, feeds into what he's already doing.
Does it create better content?
Because like
Yeah,
people are
definitely,
more willing to be
definitely.
like, I want to get on this vlog, so they're like, oh, let me do this shit, and then more like events would happen at it. Because that's kind of the thing he's good at, like clickbaiting. But
Yeah.
it's not clickbaiting like, do you know how you have people who clickbait, but then nothing what they say happens.
Mm.
When he clickbaits, what he says would generally happen in the vlog. Because people want to be in that vlog because the boost it gives them is
Right.
crazy. That's why he has like SeatGeek and Upham sponsor and shit. And then from there, that boost means that people are again more likely to do shit because you think if I'm in this vlog, it's gonna help me. So it creates
Right.
more opportunities for him to have more to choose from because people want to be in the vlog more. Like
I
that's the
think
whole thing, and it people go, David, put me in the vlog.
yeah. I think vlogs will become more of the more popular medium than like TV and film.
I think
Before
YouTube's
TV
already
overtakes
like taken over like
YouTube's actually taken
Oh
over cable,
Yeah.
definitely, 100%.
and Netflix is even taken over cable.
yeah, for sure.
People are more like as time goes on, are more caring about the actors behind films and actors behind TV shows. Because like,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true. Actually,
I was
celebrity culture.
I was watching the Idris Elba Hot Ones interview.
Yeah,
He goes into that and he says more and more people care about me more than the shows that I'm in.
I
And with
I don't
vlogs,
I
you
don't
get
think
the
that'll
inside
last.
life.
I don't think that'll last.
I
I'm big on J. Cole's take where it's like celebrity and fame will die in the next century or two.
century's a long time.
It'll get to a point where it's like no, like this is fucking retarded, and we'll just stray away from it.
I can kind of see that because the reason it's so big now
Mhm.
is because there's more and more ways to like platform and like market yourself.
Right.
You know, if you have someone creating a film, you're gonna have the actors have their Instagram. They're gonna be posting Instagram stuff, Instagram stories, Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube interviews, and like Snapchat has interviews as well for their like doing like the little fucking story things they make.
Mhm.
So like we get more of them at all times. So it's more like a different version of themselves that's being shown to us. And that's where that kind of like obsession with celebrity comes from.
Right.
You're like stalking people because you have so much shit to stalk them with. Let's say Timothy Chalamet is in fucking London. Someone could take a picture and I could know all of his whereabouts without him saying anything.
Right.
And like that obsession. But I think the more it becomes accessible, the more it will get to a point where it's like people will be like, I've had enough. Like I don't want to see this anymore.
Yeah.
And
We'll
that
just
will
get
force it
sick
to
of
go
it.
more just about the
And
same.
like storytelling has been prevalent in
Yeah.
humankind since fucking BC times. Do you get what I mean? Like it's been here.
Exactly.
So I don't think that's gonna go anytime soon.
What do you think's the new like future? Do you think it's in VR?
No, VR is so inaccessible. It is. Until
I don't
we
think
have a,
it'll be VR, but it would be like augmented
yeah,
reality.
yeah. I just don't. I think it needs first. All it needs is a cheaper price tag because money is like a big thing with people.
Exactly.
It's way too expensive to buy like a HTC Vive or a Oculus Rift.
Oculus Rift
down
actually
below.
relatively cheap.
Yeah. But like VR headsets now are costing quite a bit, especially as the technology develops because they can't make them cheaper. But I do think virtual reality was just like a fad. It's more about
Actually,
augmented
yeah.
reality now. It's all about like if you see Minecraft Earth,
Yeah, I saw that.
that shit's gonna pop. Pokemon Go is still popping. Still one of the most played games on the app stores.
I never really saw the appeal of that. But like the thing is with me, yeah,
Pokemon Go.
I saw this theory, yeah.
Okay.
Not a theory. Well, I guess it was a theory. That about like it's a few years ago. And it was about how why video game adaptation movies don't work.
Okay.
And obviously like some do work because I like Detective Pikachu. That fucker is cute as fuck. But like the reason they say like generic story adaptation films don't work is because that level of like interactivity you have with stuff.
Yeah.
So let's say it starts off at the bottom with radio.
Yeah. I get. Yeah.
Not radio. Let's say it starts at the bottom with books.
Right.
You're just reading it. The rest is your imagination. Then you got radio. You got the sound on top of that.
Mm.
It adds more to the interactivity and stuff to it. Like you can hear it. You don't have to imagine it.
Yeah.
Then you got TV and films. Like the visual entertainment. You can see stuff, but you can't physically mess with it. You can like see and hear it. Then on top of that, you have video games
Right.
because you are controlling that character. You are moving all this stuff with it. That's why like video game films won't work because it's a step back.
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to watch someone do this shit when you can play it and do it?
And the only time it works, like in the case of Detective Pikachu, is where you get the characters, but you put it in a completely different, like, new story or like new kind
Exactly.
of dimension to them.
Yeah, like they have the universe,
Right.
but like it's very much grounded in just a basic story.
Right.
It's made to be standalone, not a big Pokemon film.
Isn't that why there's
Which
so
is-
much praise for the new Joker film as well? Where it's like, even if it
Yeah,
wasn't
apparently it's like an otherverse
anything,
film.
yeah, even if it was anything to do with like Batman or DC, it would work as a standalone film.
Exactly. Although obviously you can't knock something being part of it, like Endgame.
Yeah.
That is like just a masterful way they like built that entire universe.
Right.
Like even if you don't like the films, you gotta admit the way they created that whole fucking universe, they had that shit planned out perfectly, and it worked out amazing for them. So that's quite good. But like
True.
yeah,
True.
that's why I think like the next step would be something more interactive than video games.
Hmm.
What can you get more interactive? I know like the VR can, but like VR's
like
already there, and it's not overtaking video like general video games. But like augmented reality, like Minecraft, or Pokemon Go, I should say, where you bring a video game into real life. Yeah, that shit. We already saw it at Pokemon Go. Like that, I think the year that came out, I think everyone was playing that. I can't remember someone who wasn't playing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or do you know what I do think? Here's my theory on it.
Okay.
Do you know how there's this whole idea that technology is just gonna keep on evolving and evolving and evolving to the point where we get like fucking next to robots who know more than we do. So do you know how there's like this idea that technology is evolving and evolving to the point where like iRobot shit, like the
Right.
idea is always Skynet, these whole fucking Terminators, all this shit. Like it's the worrying thing with these robots that can take over, and they are like just going like AI and stuff that's being built. But I think it's gonna just reach like a plateau You know,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't think because we have had an increase definitely, but there's only so far you can go.
Nah, that's
And
what you
this
think.
idea that we can go to some like next crazy shit,
So
and we have got crazy.
I'm doing my EPQs actually on artificial general intelligence, right?
Hmm.
And to what extent would they have free will if they did exist in the future, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, what we're looking at is like we're looking at AI. We could. Do you know what super intelligence is? Super intelligence is basically just AI, but just fucking super, right? Like Super
Mhm.
Saiyan, like
Like
fucking.
Yeah.
Sticky
A
one.
levels feel wide
Oh,
with
good
that.
But
What
like,
do you mean?
yeah,
Serious
like just
stars?
really highly intelligent machines, really capable. The only way that it could, be groundbreaking is if we have artificial general intelligence where they have consciousness and the AI does, break that plateau.
Yeah.
And the only way that could happen is if we figure out what consciousness is.
Which seems fucking insanely difficult.
Yeah, which is what I'm working on. Shout out to
This is a
physics.
hot.
Shout out to,
This is a.
But I don't think
This is
because neuroscience isn't going to do it, right? Because biology, neuroscience, that's just labeling shit. That's not figuring out how shit works, right?
This is
Yeah.
Gemini IQ for me.
So it's like we're going to get to a point, even if, let's say we theoretically do figure out what consciousness is, right?
Hmm.
And we're able to, with engineering, manufacture an AI system that does have consciousness, that is conscious like us and can develop. And because its capabilities are so much higher than us, the sky's the limit, right?
Hmm.
Like every film has theorized, oh yeah, like this would happen or this would happen. Most of it's just bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is it can set any goal it wants. Like the issue isn't whether it's gonna fuck everyone and kill everyone because they see us as insignificant or whatever. The issue is we don't know what it's going to do.
Yeah.
But it's going to happen. We are going to reach that point, which is why we have entrepreneurs like Elon Musk trying to, with his new like Neuralink invent. Have you seen like the videos for Neuralink, right?
Nah.
Nah. So basically, it's basically this thing, right? Right now, because obviously he has to, as a business product, you have to like implement it in a way that benefits people, and you would make money off it. Otherwise, you can't get it funding. So right now, it's for like patients that have paralysis or can't basically paralyzed, right? They can't move.
Yeah.
He puts like a little chip in your brain. Not him, but like obviously a robot they've manufactured. It puts a chip in your brain, which sends electric signals to the neurons and makes it communicate with it so that you can walk again and you control it with your phone.
Insane.
That's pretty mental. You control it with what? Sorry.
Your phone.
Which does kind of create the idea of like
And the next
pushing yourself
right,
further.
exactly. So the next step
Yeah.
to that is fuck phones. Let's have phones let's get rid of this interface, this bandwidth, right?
Just put it in our brain.
Let's just
or
put it in our
head.
brains so we can
Yeah.
keep up with the AGI that is inevitable, the artificial general intelligence that is inevitable. That's his way of dealing with it existentially.
That took a nice. This podcast took a really nice turn to AI taking over the world slowly, and it's inevitable.
So the reality
Yeah.
is, fucking, give it 100, 200 years, doctors are going to be replaced. Lawyers are going to be like manufacturing, like any of that type of shit will be replaced by robots. So we will have to try and adapt or just be really depressed.
Jesus.
But we'll
Well, the way
adapt.
I see
I
it,
feel
yeah.
like we'd adapt. We're humans.
Yeah. I think I got like 2 theories on it. I think either, do you know how like all the people in the past,
Yeah.
the way they saw it, like before electricity,
Okay.
when they just had like fucking machines to work with that were like handmade and shit in it,
Yeah.
they saw that as like the peak of their civilization,
Mm.
and that was just gonna continue to evolve,
Yeah.
but just in that form.
Right.
But like because we have hindsight, we can see, oh, that shit obviously didn't fucking happen. We got
Yeah.
electricity and machines instead,
Yeah.
which is a totally different path. I think that the same thing could happen to us.
Mhm. Yeah.
We're miles ahead in the future. People look back to us and they think during like Y2K,
Yeah.
they were like, "Oh, the whole fucking world's gonna break because the computers won't know how to go to 2000."
Yeah.
Like people are look back at that and they'd be like, "Oh, these fucking idiots." You look back and be like, "They really thought these computers are gonna take over. This is gonna happen."
Yeah.
But at the same time, the other half of my brain, let's say, is thinking we've made a lot of dumbass decisions as humans,
Right.
especially recently. Stupid ass gun laws,
Yeah.
stupid ass abortion laws,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
these stupid ass fucking ideologies that are spreading across our fucking earth. It's not too out of hand that we just fuck ourselves over.
Because that's the thing. That's all with a grain of salt. That's like if climate change or whatever doesn't fuck us, then
Yeah,
cool.
climate change are very
That
close, just fucking us anyway.
then cool.
Apparently, we
Like
only
we
have
can
17
theorize,
months,
but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, 17
that's
months
true,
as of September, which is like very scary.
which is fucking worrying.
You guys under the mentality of like, oh, I'm not going to be around there, so it doesn't concern me, or do you guys actually care?
My
That's
thing,
17
It won't
months.
the
affect
thing
you.
with me is like it's not that I don't care. It's just like I'm cool. I'm cool living underwater. I'm cool living underground. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my mentality. Like I don't litter. I don't do any of that shit. Like I make sure I'm cool. And obviously, when I get more influence, then I'll try and make a change. But for now, I'm like, yeah, like fuck it. I'll live underwater. It's kind of
That'd be kind of hard. I can't swim though, so
that is a bit of a
fuck
I
sticky.
me.
I can't
Fuck
swim.
me then, I guess.
I couldn't.
That's how natural
Deep-
selection's
deep
gonna
side
take
of
its
the
next
pool.
place.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you can't swim, fuck out of here. To get rid of overpopulation, climate change, we've really worked it out.
Mm.
If you can't swim, natural
That's it,
selection is
you-
fucking coming for you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I do have a editing to say.
Yeah.
Go on,
No,
carry
go
on,
for
carry
it.
What I was gonna say is, yeah, it's not even like the idea of doing like climate change and making a better world. Like, because obviously I would want to make a better world for anyone,
Yeah.
and any child I'd have. But the worst thing for me, like my biggest fear, is not even just dying.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the thought of not existing.
Mm.
Like, if all I'd want,
That's deep.
no matter what it goes, is existing in a place somewhere else, whether that's heaven, even whether that's fucking hell, it's terrible. If that's what I deserve, even if it's just reincarnation, even if it's just like this limbo state,
Yeah.
as long as existing. Because whenever I think about what happens, you know, that Billie Eilish shit, where do I go when I go to sleep? What happens when I know? Is it just black space? Is it just pure black? No thoughts, nothing, just
I'm a big
like a TV show.
yeah.
Like when you just
but
finish a TV show.
that's exactly what
Done.
because I'm big on me being the protagonist of my own movie.
Yeah,
I'm big on that too.
And I'm
Like,
like
Truman Show
simulation.
theory, bro.
right. So it's like I love when shit ends and doesn't drag on. I'm cool with an ending. I'm cool. Give me nothing. That's cool. As long as the tail is there. As long as there's a good ending. Cool. Sorted. Bang on. Like I'm cool with just like nothingness. Cause I wouldn't want an eternity of anything, of being conscious. And maybe that's
It's
just
like-
because
But what would happen? But what
literally
my brain, like, whenever my brain even tries to think about what would happen, it just stops. Like, I just get a panic attack.
right because we can't because it's hard to conceive, right? But it would just be
Yeah.
nothing. It would just be like when you sleep, like it would just be nothingness. If it's just pure cessation of just everything, calm. Maybe it's because I don't sleep,
Yeah.
so I'm conscious a lot of the time. So because I know what it feels like to be conscious all the time, I don't like it, and I'd rather just shit end when it ends. But that's just like my kind of thing, my take.
Yeah, I guess there's a reason for it. Because, like, for me, I don't dream too often.
Right.
Like, when I have a dream, it's like really intense and shit.
Yeah.
But other times, it's like, you know, I don't remember when I fell asleep and
Mm.
I've just woken up. I've just, like, woken up. I don't remember what was the point where I drifted out of consciousness and I just fell.
Yeah.
And when I woke up. So then when I go back and think about it, all I can imagine is nothingness.
Right.
And that terrifies me, if that like empty feeling of not knowing anything, of like just nothing happening,
Nah,
of just
that-
forever going
for
up
me,
there.
mine's like leaving like this planet or like dying basically without being remembered. Just leaving the earth. Just
Remembered
like,
by who though?
I don't know. Like history. Like 100 years down the line.
But
just
if you're
not
gonna be
being known
honest,
for everything.
That's why the
a
most
lot of people
eerie.
aren't gonna know
Yeah,
you.
that is the sad reality. It just makes me sad.
Yeah, because the most eerie
Like-
poem of it, like Ozymandias, is the most fucking terrifying shit for me. Because
Breaking
it's
Bad teas.
yeah, because it's just like I'm not gonna read the poem. There is a fucking version on YouTube where Bryan Cranston that's his name, Bryan Cranston.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Brian
Yeah,
Cranston,
he reads
Heisenberg.
Ozymandias,
of
the
course.
poem. It's so
Yeah.
good.
That got that fucking terrifying voice as well. I'd hate
Exactly.
to.
It's so good. It's such a good video. But like,
I'm gonna go watch it after this.
yeah. But that's something I feel like that's one of the reasons why I do so much shit. Whether it's writing, whether it's rapping, whether it's whatever. It's because there's that fear.
Do you think it's more about
Fear of
how many
what?
people remember you, or just
No, it could be
having
one
that
person.
one
as long
impact?
as one person in 100 years' time, as long as they remembered me, I'm
But
fine
why?
with that.
Why 100 years? What about
why
your
not?
impact now? What if right now? Because the way I see it for me,
Yeah.
It's
the things that got me to who I am, the
Mhm.
things that have molded me as a person, the things that make me want to carry on and do all this shit,
Yeah.
are the films I watched in the past, stuff like that, stuff that's inspired me, stuff that's made me think different ways, stuff that's made me do this, or the people that have inspired me. So if I could, like even just people I've met, friends, all that, family over there.
Right.
So even if I don't get remembered in 100 years' time, if right now I could do something that someone else sees it the same way I saw some shit, even if it's just one person, let's say I create a film and fucking one singular person sees it, but that one person gets that same feeling that I got, then surely that's enough. What more can you ask for?
For me, it's like when you are looking at, like, say if you go into town, right, and you're just looking at the ground, whatever, and you see a certain slab and it says like someone's name in it,
Yeah,
and obviously no one usually. It's the most subtle thing, right?
yeah.
But it's there. That's the shit that I live for.
what?
That
Like
is
a
the
name
shit.
on a
rock.
bridge, like a
Name on a
rocket.
The most subtle thing, but then someone, like, on the off chance, maybe like, maybe something fell out their pocket, they look at it and they're like, I wonder, what is that? What is the story behind that? That's
Let me
the shit
Google
that
this
I
guy.
live for.
I want to be able to be Googled. I feel like that's something I want to be able to.
You can be Googled.
No.
Fucking
But
Google
I
yourself
want there to
now.
be I want there to be like a Wikipedia page, not made by me, made by someone else.
But
for
what would
me.
you really get from that?
I don't know, man. It's just self-accomplishment.
But I want it so that there's no Wikipedia page. You just see it and you're like, what the fuck is the story here? And like,
I want people to know the story. I want people to know my story. I want people to know my name.
I want people
don't
in the
know
near
what
future to know my story. But in terms of like fucking a couple centuries later, like, I want someone to just look at it and be like, I wonder what that guy did. Like, what?
I get what you mean. Because, like, did you hear the thing? I probably got my fucking stats wrong here. But do you know, since, like, from before 1920s, yeah?
Mhm.
Like, 85% of all films made before them were lost or some shit like that.
Yeah,
Never,
yeah.
Never gonna
They
exist
just
again.
never, yeah.
Which is insane because that's what you're saying, innit? Like, someone could have seen this and it could have inspired your favourite filmmaker
Right.
long down the road. It could have inspired your favourite filmmakers, fucking generations past.
Yeah.
Or it could be some insane shit. Best film in the fucking world, but they just didn't understand it at the time.
Right.
That shit could just be gone like that. But it'll still have an impact.
Yeah.
Just a fucking long impact. So what you're saying is, you can make some shit now that would cause someone to be like, oh, I really want to write this person's name on a rock on the floor.
Right.
And then that will just carry on.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm gonna call it a night from me. I don't know if the podcast will last longer than this.
My
Because-
battery's dying, so we might as well just end
Yeah,
it.
we might as well end it.
Alright.
We got a good
And then you
2.5
want
hours.
last minute shout outs?
Nah, I'm good, man. I don't be shouting shout. I like
Yeah,
shit to speak for itself.
Yeah.
You got a shout?
That's a bar. I can't shout out after that bar. That's too much of a bar.
Yeah, fuck that bar. I can shout out.
Oh.
I want to shout out the floor. You know,
The
we
floor.
all need. Look, what we always walking on
That's true.
the floor. Yeah,
I'm walking on sunshine, bro. Not about you.
Yeah, fair. And do you know what I want to shout out the most?
What?
Doesn't get enough credit for what he does. Yeah.
Sukraj Mudder.
Sukraj Mudder. We should
Mighty,
get a round of applause. We
mighty.
should get a small round of applause. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. You've been listening to the Days in 140 podcast.
Yeah. Shout out to Z
Um,
for coming on.
Shout out to
So-
Z.
Oh, just thanks for letting me chat shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm
like,
nice.
it's quite lit.
Just drop an at because we have loads of followers and they'll all follow you. You
on
get like
Twitter,
200,000 followers.
I got it's
400,000.
at Zeeshan with a V. So I guess ZEESHVN. That's all I really got to give out.
Jeez. Umar, you want to do yours?
Real King Basher.
Damn. Rajan, but with like Raajan, you know.
Oh, John.
Rajan.
Right, this has been the Night Simultaneous podcast. Hey, fuck their fans. You just gotta get that out. So that's when you know we're ending, you know. So Umar knows.
That's like the cut.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
fuck
the
the
cut.
fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fuck the. Because obviously, I'm not gonna put that in. Unless Umar's just like feeling saucy one day.